And we're live.
That quick?
Uh-oh.
Kick it over to live then. Fine.
I don't know, because on Thursday the bot took like an hour to post the fucking Twitch link.
Holy hell, man. Yeah, that was like last night, man. We were like almost done racing. And bot's like, by the way, hey.
Yeah, by the way, hey, check us out. Stream it on Twitch.
Oh, man. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm publishing social medias. I'm clicking on things. Time to make some Linux noises, people, because it's Saturday night. The internet is made out of magic, and
I thought it was made out of cheese.
No, magic cheese. Magic cheese.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
You call it hallucinogenic cheese. I call it magic cheese.
Magic the cheesening.
What if there was like always like the the danger slice in every how many packs in a craft singles?
Well, yeah, it's the last single.
It's just randomly mixed in there. Tastes the same, but man, it hits differently after like 45 minutes.
Yeah, just one of them is just like pure acid. Like, woo! This is like I melted some cheese in my grilled cheese, and now I'm melted, man.
There's nothing like trying to maintain after having a grilled cheese sandwich, man.
Right? I'm coming down.
We just gotta keep our shit together. So,
it's bad country.
Oh, isn't it? Isn't it? All right, so we got a bunch of stuff to talk about tonight, guys.
We do.
We got like GOG disconnecting it, man. Pulling the plug. Pedro's going to tell us all about Team Fortress 2 leaks and
that caught that on Twitter. I just saw something about TF2 in the Linux gaming column. It's like, what? Scroll that back down. Oh, okay.
Where's the four-way chat thing? So I got to move this. Burp, 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 burp.
Gotta nooch it down a little bit.
I'm working on it. There we go. Yeah. Hey, nooched.
Aha.
Scooch.
Yes. What else do we got? A game that I'm interested in playing, and as a bonus, it's done entirely in Lisp because you do games in Lisp now.
You can. The guy has a very long and detailed blog post on how to do it.
It was a fun read. It got me hooked up. Hello, Velcrotech. Hello, Scott. Hello, Strider. And good news. Stadia is going to let you actually use that Stadia controller for other stuff.
Yeah, I'm again like. We'll get into it, but I was a little confused as to how that thing would work, but you know, apparently we got answers.
Yeah, no, if one shows up for cheap after payday on eBay, I might buy one.
Also, you know, Atari, they're back revolutionizing the game sphere.
We have the successor to the
VCS.
VCS, man, that peasant console pales in comparison to what Atari's been cooking for you.
Yeah, this isn't even their final form. It comes on a floppy disk and 2 DVDs.
I was shocked that you were unfamiliar with installing BobX packages.
I'm watching this video. I'm like, huh. All right.
Yeah, I was caught off guard with that. I was like, oh, cool. It just loads in. I was thinking, oh, it must be like MIDI command type stuff for the animatronics. And he's like, and we put in the 2 DVDs. Woo.
And those are like old ass DVD based too. Those are like the first gen.
Dude.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? We're talking about like updating a Chuck E. Cheese's or Showbiz Pizza?
I think it might have been Chuck E. Cheese's.
Which falls into the A. Apparently those are still around. And B, like, I guess you have to update there's got to be like the one guy who still does it, right?
Yep.
Who programs the shows. Then I went into the, we're all familiar with it, the Rockefeller, the guy who has a full set of like the original Chuck E. Cheese's animatronics.
Okay.
And he has them doing like, you know, just like old school, like R&B and rap and shit and like metal songs and stuff like that. Had a great time rewatching all that. Oh, man. Nice Amiga, bro.
Oh, that's an Atari Falcon. Ooh, fancy.
I bet it makes a pretty good Amiga.
I'm sure you could run Amiga OS on it, maybe.
Probably
like, not.
The 1000?
Joe, you need to ask Jordan that. Jordan, have you played around with your MyPi 6 in the Wi-Fi?
No Wi-Fi. That was the thing. There is a list of Wi-Fi USB modules that are like, use these. All the other ones, no guarantee. Use these.
See
ones.
those USB plugs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one did you get?
I got the Nanopari R6S.
Okay.
And I got Podman running on it, and that was about it. Haven't had a lot of time to play with it. The thing that's kind of stopping me is like all the H.264 and H.265 and AV1 decode encode stuff.
Right.
That's all directly exposed via the rock chip. That's not like via the GPU. So you need like special versions of like libva and stuff. So I'm like, trying to wrap my brain around all that crap. And
That was part of the reason why hardware acceleration was a shit show on the Pinebook Pro, unless you were on Manjaro.
So I'm doing a little bit of research behind the scenes here. Let's say we wanted to get a Chuck E. Cheese's franchise up and going for Linux Gamecast. What are we looking for? Liquid capital, 800,000, investment 1.1 to 1.8, franchise fee
600 units in operation still. Okay.
What a loss that bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot when you think about it.
I guess like for children's birthday party places, like they're kind of like deeply entrenched. Argentina, Brazil, China, Hungary, Israel, Oman, Mexico,
Poland. You know what? All right.
Qatar. Yeah, sure.
Let's do a GoFundMe to start a Chuck E. Cheese's in Poland.
Yeah, right. We'll set up right next to CDPR.
Yeah, none of us are going to speak Polish at all. We're just going to show up and be like, what's up, Chuck E. Cheese's, man? We'll do a Witcher theme one. We'll work something out.
I was looking at the Orange Pi. I got a bunch of those on my wish list because they have the NVMe. I wanted to build like a storage cluster.
Yeah. Yeah, the next...
I can see the seam now.
The what?
In the video, you can see the seam in the text.
The what?
Where it used to split the quadrants.
Huh?
Oh yeah. There's a line going down in between like the H and the O of pre-chosen.
Since you moved the text down to the layer where it is now.
Oh, I just gotta pull that off. That's easy enough to do.
Just leave it there to piss people off.
There.
I don't know. The last time the Svungs were in Poland, things didn't go so well. So
I don't think that's Poland's fault, is it?
No, it's not. But you never know, right? Like,
I don't ever have the opportunity. I don't want to say I've never been through Poland, but I've never stopped and like hung out in Poland. But there's like, what do you do in Poland? Like, go see CD Projekt Red, right? Like,
yeah,
hey.
I guess there's like, there's not much of like historical buildings, is there? Because they got pretty leveled. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, this is like one of the weird things like you have to appreciate about like British tenacity is like all the fucked up street level streets, you would call it, was completely leveled. Built that shit right back as fucked up as it originally was in London. Like, didn't even blink. Nothing like that's next level. Drink beer? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could play a couple of games of Warsaw.
All right, hold on. I'm going to Google things to do in Poland. Poland. All right. TripAdvisor. What do we got? Things to do in Poland. Yeah, go visit Auschwitz. You know, take a tour.
Oh, yeah.
It's cheery. The salt mine, Old Town, Ryanek. There's a museum. There's a couple like historical streets. Kemir's the former Jewish district. Yeah, that's where the Svungs were summarily ejected from back in the 30s.
157 cool and unusual things.
Oh yeah, like I'm sure there's stuff to like look at and visit and like.
Oh, the Crooked Forest. The Chapel of Skulls.
Nice. That's pretty fucking metal.
Yeah.
There's that is about the size of the one in Faro at the south of Portugal. It's teeny tiny.
Lost Souls Alley. Apparently. Rollclaws dwarves. There are like little dwarf statues all over the place.
Well, they have the
Market
forest with
Square.
like the bent up little weird trees.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm sure there's like, if you were looking for stuff to see in Poland, there's definitely stuff there. But like,
Well, I just say we land as like a tourist group, and they're like, "So, what are we here for?" The little bent up fucky trees. That's it. We're in and out. One day.
can we steal a tree? I guess, yeah, go to a behemoth show. just hang out with Nergal. So it's like in 30 Rock. If you go to Cleveland, you can just hang out with Little Richard and have lunch with him. He's just sitting around. You can go hang out, and eat lunch with Little
Just
Richard.
happens omnipresent.
Yeah,
Present.
no, he's at the One Hard Rock Cafe. You can sit at his table, chat him up.
Jeff Beck died this week.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
huh.
Jeff Beck and Lisa Marie Presley.
I didn't know Lisa Marie Presley was still alive. I'm being honest. I mean, not that I
she
had
has some really
reasons to
yeah.
think she had died. It's just not in the public eye or my
Yeah.
sphere of like aliveness.
I mean, I think after Michael Jackson, yeah, she's just like, you know what? I'm done with being a famous person. I'm just gonna take my millions of dollars that my daddy left me and fuck off.
We did find out that in the pre super shows that Gwen Stefani is now the same age that Wilford Brimley was in the movie Cocoon.
Was it Cocoon? Yeah, Cocoon.
Yes.
Yes.
When I think Wilford Brimley in horror movie, I think of The Thing.
Yes. Also yes.
Crackoon. No, that got me going down like a rabbit hole. I was like, oh, what's she up to? Does she still do songs? Is No Doubt still around? And like,
She had like her solo shit for a while. She had like that Holla Backs girl.
yeah, see, it ultimately ended with me watching the music video of like Don't Speak or some shit. I'm like, all right, I'm
Don't
good.
speak.
Right.
Don't speak. I know what you're thinking.
Still listen to No Doubt. Oh, she had a Vegas show?
Okay.
B-52s are doing a residency in Vegas now. Or
Okay.
about to. Yeah, they just wrapped everything up.
It's no longer the Love Shack, it's the Love Hotel.
The Hollaback Girls.
Holla Bacula girls. Just a bunch of like hot ladies with Scott Bakula masks on.
All right. All right. I'll listen to your pitch.
Do you have any literature? I'm interested in your organization.
Scott, but see, that's the problem. The kids don't like the classic rock.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The 90s were a bit of a weird time for music. People were like,
I want to get like a clear somebody just like to lay it out for me, because I very much came of the age and like I started getting into music and playing music, performing music, like around 95 to, you know, say really balls deep in uni about like 2000. But like right in there, that feels like something a little special, but I don't know if that was just me. That was my era. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I think like
Because I look back at the 80s and I'm like, that just scares me for the most part. But then you get back to like the 70s, late 60s and early 70s, and I'm like, there was some cool shit there too.
well, I think it's like cycles, right? Where you have like really bombastic performances and you get lots of those, and then people get tired of it and they want to go back to like some of the more like cut down raw stuff, and it oscillates, right? Like it's that 20-year nostalgia cycle, right?
What was the Portuguese rock scene like in the 80s? Peter? What bands of note?
A lot of pop rock, a lot of anti-government sentiment. Mostly because the prime minister at the time was a fucking idiot. But yeah, which then was president for 8 years somehow, because people thought it was a good idea to elect him. But yeah, no, music, like rock music, there wasn't a whole lot of
What was the 90s grunge scene in Portugal?
Shoot the pontapés.
What
Basically
flavor of
kicks and
flannel?
kicks.
With their pumped up kicks, better run, better run.
Let me see.
Oh god. Is this going to be worth the YouTube takedown, the Twitch takedown?
Here's the Wikipedia page in English for them. They started in 78 apparently, still going. And yeah, that's like one of the, if not the longest running rock-ish band in Portugal.
I was about to say they're fucking running that spectrum there. Rock, hard rock, new wave, punk rock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're going from like 78 till now, that's about like the course if you're going to be like a just a rock band.
Yeah, they did a lot of collabs with like folk musicians and whatnot, so they have.
So Strider, number one, Angra is a Brazilian band, which makes it automatically better than any Portuguese band. Just to throw some gasoline on the fire.
I don't know. I never listened to any Brazilian music except the ones that showed up on the radio.
You should go. The album I would recommend for Angra is Temple of Shadows. It was really good.
Oh man, I was just really glad, like, you know, like long bands that have been playing for like 30 years and, you know, going through all the genres, you know, especially like that new wave phase for Metallica. That was kind of rough, but
yeah, go. That right. Not on Mac right now.
not on Mac. Aw.
It's that thing where like
You hit
like
the Windows key.
Yeah, the Windows key instead of the control key. It keeps fucking me up because I keep going to like you know Control L in your browser takes you to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I keep hitting Command L, which is the lock screen in the gnomes.
Hey, look,
like-
that would have to be changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Windows L, because that's the Windows lock screen as well, so all of the DEs have now also included that. I liked Control-Alt-L. Control-Alt-L worked.
I mean, like, it's using the super key for something, right? Like, otherwise it just kind of sits there and wastes space on the keyboard.
No, it doesn't. It's my emergency thing. When something opens off, like one of the monitors that I can't get a hold to, and I need to drag it back into position. I'm like, move window button. I know what this does. Watch. That's genuinely the only thing I use the Windows key thing for. The other one's got a picture of a clipboard on it, and I'm scared to fucking press it, man.
I installed a GNOME extension that does like some tiling with the Windows key with Windows UI, J, and P. It's actually been pretty handy.
Well, this is like a 2-layer keyboard. So I get like a switch here if I flip it, and it does some other crazy shit, but I don't want to mess with it. Because I don't know what some of these glyphs do.
You gotta get like the dual F row keyboards, the old IBM ones.
Well,
Goes
I
up
need
to
it.
F24.
It's got like F5 turns into search, F6 is refresh.
Right. The media keys or whatever.
Media keys, and then it's got like, I guess, like tiling to bring up like a task manager to move it left and right or something. I don't know. Is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not messing with it, man.
I without seeing the glyphs, I really couldn't tell you. The chevrons.
Chevrons.
Okay, 2018. I missed this. Apparently, American heavy metal band Metallica covered A Minha Casinha in their concert at the Altice Arena in Lisbon on February 1st, 2018.
So they played a Portuguese song while in Portugal. Sure. Yeah.
I did not know about that.
Why were they in Portugal?
Probably doing a concert. The Altice Arena is a concert hall.
Like, did their bus break down? Or?
See, unlike Nickelback, that were booed and literally showered with gravel until they left the stage, Metallica seems to be okay in Portugal.
I'm not using GNOME Waylands at the moment. I'm still using X because I'm on the NVIDIAs, and I didn't turn that on. I suppose I could play around with it, but
What are you doing? Oh, the Gnome Wayland session? Yeah, fuck that. Like, why do you want to stab yourself in the taint like that, man?
I you know what? One day I would like to, like, if it gets to the point where it's like flawless, I would love to use it. But you know,
isn't it really hard to fuck around with good enough?
A little bit, yeah.
My cat says right now, is like, yeah, it does everything I need it to. But don't you want to put some fuckery in that? Well, do I get any cool bonus sodas? Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. Wayland works fine on AMD. Been rocking that for a while, and I got no real complaints. Wayland
works fine on AMD. K-Win works fine on AMD. For some reason, it keeps going back to NVIDIA fucking things up.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when your driver is a black box and you can't fix problems until NVIDIA gets around to it. Yeah, but I don't know. I think like X is great. It's 30-year-old piece of software. It needs to fucking die already. It's been long enough.
Why do you want to kill it? It's just finally getting finished, man. It's going into maintenance mode.
It's going into 1. It's finally going to hit 1.0. Yeah.
We're gonna go to like X12.
Did any of you actually use the Y Windows system?
Hell, I just want to say this: how much quicker would Wayland adoption have been if they just called it X12?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the new X.
Yeah, they're like, we need to update everything to X12, man. We use it like instead of this whole different Wayland thing, man.
Again, I'm there is a high amount of blame to be thrown squarely at Canonical's feet. They fucked it up for the rest of us.
What was it called? Mir?
Yeah, Mir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still alive. Somebody's like maintaining it. They brought it back. They wanna make
Ubuntu
it.
Mobile uses Mir.
Oh, no. I'm talking like they're working to get it like re-recognized as an official flavor again. Like they've, yeah. It's one guy, man.
Well, I suppose there were enough people who also like the Unity desktop environment, so...
You know what? I take that back. It might be the Unity desktop. He might not be maintaining Mir as well.
Right, I know that Mir is still used for Ubuntu Mobile, but yeah, Unity, yeah, there was the recent, I think you guys talked about it on Wednesday, vying for it to be an official flavor, Ubuntu Unity.
Probably.
What if you just wrote the Unity desktop environment in the Unity engine, Unity 3D?
Strider was trying to do that with Godot. How's that going, Strider? How's that GUI in Godot going?
Yeah, any day now, man.
Strider's got a bunch of projects on the go.
Shut your whore mouth, Pedro. He's busy.
There's that like cross computer file indexer that he's making good progress on. Apparently, maybe sometimes I don't know.
If that's the precursor to cloud saves, do that, Strider.
Oh, gentlemen, speaking of cloud saves, do either of you still have the game we're reviewing installed?
No.
Yes.
Right click on that, go to properties, and look how much cloud storage you have for that particular title. Jordan?
Bots are stupid. Properties. Steam Cloud 93.13 gigabytes. Damn.
Is it for saving the replays?
Check it.
Is that different for like every game? Or?
Yes. Check another game, like a large game that you would think for your save files, and look how much storage
let's do Cyberpunk.
Yeah, large game.
Yeah. Cyberpunk. 1.88 gigabytes, 126 megabytes used.
That's larger than normally they're like 20 megs. 40 megs.
I guess this covers screenshots too. I guess would be the thing.
It's 90 gigs a pop, though, baby.
Yeah.
Like that's
the game itself is only like 200 megs.
I think that might have been an oopsie.
Yeah.
They probably went, what's the biggest size we can make it? Yeah, make it that.
Yeah, whatever.
I wonder if they charge you for that. Like, no, this game's gonna be huge, you guys.
Yes, Scott, you would have some insight on that, right? Like, that's not normal to have like cloud save per user set to 90 gigabytes, is it? Maybe it is.
Maybe they set it to that, and no one at Valve cared, so they just
or maybe they thought that was like global, like overall how much storage they're gonna need for everyone.
Do you have to pay for it? I guess.
Yeah, I guess that was my question. Like, how, do they charge for that? Because this guy's gonna get like one hell of an AWS bill from Valve or something. Like, those storage costs ain't cheap.
I mean, they're already paying the 30%, so that's probably included.
Maybe that's it. They're like, I'm paying 30%. I'm going to use my 30%.
Yeah. Just use it as his own personal backup.
90 gigs, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you can stash some stuff for 90 gigs.
You can do a home folder backup pretty handily. Yeah. Hopefully, you better be able to do a 90 gig home folder backup.
Minus the Steam games you have installed, but like, yeah, right?
I don't even know how big my home folder is. Probably 12 gigs, maybe.
What surprised me the other day was I heard the CPU fan start up, and it wasn't, because it does that if Steam's running, because background compilation of shaders, whatnot. But it kept going and it kept going and it kept going. It's like, what are you doing?
I think by default OBS saves to the home folder, Scott. You can specify that it goes somewhere else, but I think by default they just stick it in home when you record.
And as it turns out, I have 25 gigabytes of pre-cached shaders, and it was going through all of them.
Did you update a driver?
Yeah, there was a Mesa update on Nobara a couple of days ago.
Oh, that's got to be some dog shit if you're doing like nightlies, right? Like you're just in perpetual shader compilation.
So yeah, when Steam started, it's like, oh, okay, there's a new driver, so I'm just going to go through all 25 gigs of your shaders and recompile them all.
Well, I suppose now that if I go with Team Red, that background shader compilation's like, well, I got 24 threads. Throw out the problem in the background, so
yeah,
use them.
The last time I did that, I ended up just rolling back the NVIDIA driver because like I don't have time for this bullshit. Oh man, yeah, I have no idea. Oh yes. OBS does default to your home folder. All right.
Today in adult shit, I learned that I need to routinely schedule cleaning out my washing machine filter.
Your wait, washing
like for laundry machine?
Like the washer.
Don't you have the little attorney bit at the bottom that you can pull out?
Yeah. Haven't done that in a while.
Oh, what'd you find in there?
Hair. So much hair.
Yeah.
Dude,
do you know where I found... Okay, since we're talking about human hair, hi.
Hi, welcome back to Human Haircast.
Long hair, what's that? Never heard of it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, especially if you're your typical dude bro with long hair. I just happened to notice it because I was torquing this chair back. Just tightening it, so I had it flipped upside down. In the fucking wheels, man. Like... legendary. I had to go get scissors and do surgery to free Chewbacca wads out of it.
Scissors are like sharp craft blade knife type of situation. Just go.
I had to go get a little nose surgery.
There you go.
Cut like ropes. Fucking, ow.
Cut the yellow wire. Cut the green wire.
It was wild, man. Like I never thought about that. I'm like, yeah.
Well. I like that Samsung recommends cleaning it out once a month or every 40 washes. Haven't been doing that.
Admittedly, I don't do it once a month. I do it like once every other month. But then again, it's just me and Nori, so.
Dude, shared laundry is so fucking expensive though, like obscenely. You can if you have a lot of clothes, that can like ratchet up to a fairly high monthly cost.
What is shared laundry?
Like there's like a room in the apartment building filled with laundry machines and dryers, and you gotta like put in quarters and
One of the places we were looking at before we moved here had one of those, and it's like, yeah, no, the machines are just coin op, so just put a coin in, and it'll do the wash.
They do. They have like pass cards now, so you can do like a bus
Right.
pass. But it's still like obscenely expensive.
Well, it's not even the expense so much that would bug me is like having to like keep track of like other people taking your shit out, man. You know?
Yep.
Like, I don't want to deal with that.
I mean, usually those areas have like chairs and people are sitting there with books or like
Right.
iPads waiting for their shit to finish.
Yeah, what is my laundry done? Like 3 days after I remember, I'm like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I too do
Let's
the
see if
thing where it's like, yeah, no,
still-
run it again. All right, yeah.
Right again.
All right. That needs another trip.
Most of the time, it's like, oh, that was yesterday. Yeah, let's just run it again. Let's freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Adulting, kids. That's how you do it. Guaranteed.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like taking the clean dishes directly out of the dishwasher and using them.
And having one side of the dishwasher for the clean ones and the other side for the dirty ones.
What? You mean the rollout cabinet?
Yeah, the self-cleaning dish cabinet. Yeah,
Which has some like immaculate dishes in there that have just been in there years. Never been taken
yeah.
out.
If you touch them, they disintegrate. They're just being like held together because they haven't moved.
Like on the top, like I know on that top rack I have some bowls and stuff that don't have a home.
That's
They're
just where they live.
That's where they live. Same with some silverware too, like forks and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that up.
The joys of growing up.
I want the self-washing dish cabinet. You can't have one in this place because it's a teeny tiny apartment. The only place you can have it is for the clothes washer. So,
But they need to make like a triple stack. I want one of the stackable ones. Yeah, I want like something because both of mine are made like big whirlpool units that I'm like, throwing some clothes into. I'm like, let's just burn billions of gallons of water. But then again, like both of the washer and dryer are like mechanically switched too. Like they're old school. They're from the 70s. They'll, you know, the Indiana Jones thing, man. Survive
Yeah.
the nuclear, just crawl inside and it'll fly through the air, land, and like get out. You're like, all right.
oh,
You
who
think
was
he's
it? I
gonna
think it was
crawl out?
Tech Mode.
He's gonna get nuked twice in the new one.
Oh man.
I think it was Techmoan that did like one of those countertop dishwashers, and I think the reservoir inside is like 4 liters, and if you do the regular wash, it uses like half of that. So I'm thinking if the place that I move after this one doesn't have a slot for a big dishwasher, might get one of them.
I watched, it might have been Techmoon setting up one of those, and I was just like, washing the dishes real quick, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. You get that plugged in? You got it going yet? Oh, you got it loaded now. Okay, you got to put some stuff in it. Now you got to wait.
Yeah, but his was for 2 people. You know?
The thing though is, even if you get a dishwasher, you can't avoid like hand cleaning dishes. You can just have 2 sets of dishes on the go. Basically, that's what ends up happening.
I mean, maybe I got a bullshit dishwasher. I got a decent one. I got a Whirlpool, like recent. And I mean, it works fine. But yeah, like you still got to do some like. If you get anything like nasty on there, like chunky,
or spot cleaning stuff, it's like, oh man, I need a fork, and all of them are in the dishwasher and it's running, and there's like a dirty one. All right, well, I guess I'll just scrub the dirty one.
synthetic.
You
oil.
rinse it, and then you just run the cloth through it. They're done. It's washed.
We genuinely do an entire show called just the pre-shows and the
It's the pre-super shows. And
Yeah, it's available in podcast format.
What the fuck were we even talking about? Poland? That was no. That was after.
No, that's what we
Yeah,
started.
that wasn't the regular pre-show.
We were talking about Doctor Who or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget.
Daemon Targaryen in the TARDIS.
Oh, right.
Why would you not put knives in the dishwasher?
Oh, how about knives? in
Or
the dishwasher?
wooden cutting boards.
See, I rarely use the dishwasher though.
You can put knives in the dishwasher. Don't put the glued together wooden cutting boards. If it's just like a solid piece of wood, then you're probably
Yeah,
in
which
better
is
shape.
just a cutting board. Yes.
Yeah.
Don't put your set of like silver chopsticks, like not even 925, just like straight up silver chopsticks in the dishwasher because the eating cycle they were like warped.
Ah.
It got too warm. I was like, well, ding, 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 ding. There we go. That's straight.
Washing
You
machines
can-
can dull good knives. You know what
So-
else can
so-
dull good knives?
Using them? Yes. So you get a knife sharpener and you solve that problem.
That's a shit argument. But go
Well, I
on.
mean, do you, well, I mean, I hone my
like-
knives. I don't sharpen them very often. I do hone them regularly. You got your knife honer,
I
don't
got
you?
one of those Amazon cheapo
The
knife
little ones
sharpeners,
that like
and
hangs on the table. Yeah.
once every couple of months, just
the rod.
Yeah. The rod's fun to do. I have no idea if I'm doing that right, but I just do it for
I
fun.
mean, yeah, it feels right. You're doing it right. Yeah, that's honing the blade. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like strapping your straight razor, like with your leather strap, as you do. All right.
oh, so they warp them, is what you're saying.
Hey, man, challenge cutting. Come on. Like you got to do a lot to fuck up a knife to a point where you gotta use it. And
Yeah,
like, it's a sharp, pointy
you-
stick.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine, unless you were like Jiro dreams of sushi and you need like the perfect straight blade to cut your craft that you've been like honing for the past 30 years. No one gives a fuck.
Dude, I got some old like butcher knives that are so dull that you gotta like poke a pre-hole in it. Then you can get the blade and kind of force your way down through it, man. And it's like, that's good. Gets the job done. I don't want expensive knives. The only time I ever bought an expensive knife was one of those. What was that damn thing made out of?
Tungsten, titanium,
No, it wasn't porcelain. Oh, what am I thinking of, Pedro?
ceramic.
Ceramic. Thank you.
Ceramic, yes, I had ceramic ones
Dropped
too.
that mother. I didn't have it for like 12 hours, and I dropped it on the kitchen floor, and it's well.
Yeah, the one we had in Portugal is still in Portugal because we didn't bring it over. But we have two now here, big one and smaller one. The smaller one's chipped.
I just bought it to chop fetch. I mean, it wasn't like astronomical. It was like $90 though, man. It's like,
That's yeah. I mean, like knives are one of those things where like you can pay as much as you're willing to for one of them.
yeah,
right?
you can
Like,
you can go crazy with it. For
Yeah.
me, $90 for a knife is ludicrous, but like you know, a splurge, right?
my chef knife was like $50, and I considered that a splurge.
The ceramic knife we had in Portugal was like 40 euros, so yeah.
No drops. You know, two of them just broke right then, right? Out of spite. Just temperature, expansion, contraction, just hairline fractures.
There's just some dude in your kitchen just like, ha ha, take that ceramic knives, fuck you. I'm stainless steel man.
My toes are 100% intact. Why? Because I wear shoes in my house like a regular person.
That's, I don't know about that. That's an American thing, I guess.
Dude, no, it's something you have to fight against because I have hardwood floors everywhere. I can skate if I want to. And you know what? That's a bad idea. That's a recipe for disaster.
Wee!
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not the initial wee. Hell, it's not even the first day of wee. It's when you get some skill built up wee.
Oh, yeah, some ill-earned confidence.
And you're taking corners a little too
See,
fast.
Mir, now I understand why you're worried about washing machines dulling your knife if you're spending $240 in one. On one, yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah, if I spend $240 on a knife, I'm not even gonna cook with that fucker. It's getting
Yeah,
framed.
no, that's gonna get framed and put on a wall somewhere. No, fuck that.
I'm just saying, dude, if I got a $240, you're not going to hear me bitching about, like, being short on funds for anything else, man. I'm just
Right,
like,
yeah.
here's my $240. It was worth it, every penny of it.
Shit, now I'm hungry. Fuck. I think I have fish and rice. That's my dinner after this.
Fish and rice? I'm having potato soup.
Ooh. we did some those little like the itty bitty potatoes in the oven.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, with a chicken on top, and they turn into like the little potato gushers. They're like all soft, and you bite into
Like
them, and they
you
explode.
bite size, you're like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
they're hot. Oh, I can bite.
Yeah,
And then you bite into
but-
them and they gush like the hot liquid into your mouth. Oh god, I have a second degree burn in the inside of my mouth.
Yeah,
now.
but it's like these ones were really good because they turned it so you bite into them and it's just like mashed potatoes that spray into your mouth, and it's still scalding hot, but it's like.
Well, I bought those potatoes to make soup like last week, I think, and I was like, oh right, I bought some potatoes, and I checked the bag, and I'm like, oh man, these are growing. I better
They're getting sprouts. Yeah.
yeah. It's like I guess we're gonna have those tonight.
Boil
stick 'em
and
in the
mash
stew.
them, stick them in my ass.
That was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna do a bio break, and I guess we can get underway. We're running a little bit,
Yep.
and we do it. We do the thing. Do stuff.
Potatoes.
You know what? I watch a Samwise. Give him his own show. I watch The Adventure
Sam-
Suite. It's just gardening too, man. Like just
Well, again, the guys who played Merry and Pippin have a podcast, and it literally just sounds like Merry and Pippin have a podcast. Like, just their regular bullshitting back and forth is just like, oh, someone put a microphone in front of these two hobbits.
Fool of a took.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, I remember watching it, and like all they talk about is like they read fan mail about like people asking about like how was Lord of the Rings, blah blah blah, and they're just like I guess they're perfectly happy to talk about it. It was like because like I noticed that during the pandemic, everyone fucking started a podcast. Like Reed and Tucker from Enterprise, they started a podcast. Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows started a podcast. Because I guess you gotta make work for yourself if you're like an actor or whatever, and it's not
And
a
it's
lot
a good
of like
way
theater.
to keep your diction and your ability to speak.
You keep networking and blah blah blah. Yeah. Like, I know, Strider. You need to record more podcasts in English because I don't fucking understand the French ones. You
The
talk too
Canadian
fast.
person doesn't understand the French podcasts.
Yeah, he talks too fast, and I have no practice in speaking French because I just speak English all the time.
Yeah.
Literally the last time I had to speak French in any sort of like meaningful way was in high school. That was 15 years ago, Pedro.
Yeah. Did you feel old yet?
I already feel old. This is just my fingers. Yeah, like I already feel old.
oh man, if somebody hasn't done the Tide podcast yet,
Tide podcast.
Comes with nutritional facts on the side.
we just like review like round candies.
One of my favorite kitchen accessories is like we have one of those popcorn buckets from the Deadpool movie that's just like a Deadpool head that has a flip top that opens up. We just use it to store the fucking Tide Pods. So so you just reach into Deadpool's head, you pull out a Tide Pod. I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly how it will work.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. All right. We do it.
Yes.
You've been casted.
Hold on. Let me. Where's my couch? I don't have the black. I don't have the black leather couch. Damn it! I have a green IKEA couch. Hold up. Can we get the Brazzers logo on the bottom right hand corner?
God damn it! Somebody has that. This is even like weirder. It was about the Tide.
Oh, today in digital education. Okay.
All right. This is going on my Yoink if expired.
Keep an eye on this URL. Just
2015 to 2019. 2015. Wow. I know English sometimes. 2015.
I want tidepodcast.org back.
or tidepod.cast.
Which I consider those just like fun things to have, right?
Yeah.
I'd never
there's a webcomic I read. They have boner.zone as a URL. I'm like, bravo, you got that one. You got that one right away.
Well played. All right. Yeah. We don't need that armed. I don't need that armed, and those are good. So hit record. I can hit record. Hey. Tango and pods. All right.
Sounds dirty.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Linux Gamecast Weekly. The show covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with down there. That's Vin, because it says Vin down there. Over there, but down there also. That's Jordan, because that's what it says there. Look at that. And all the way over there. That's one Pedro Mateus. Together with you, you know it, Shadrealm Dynamic helping us form Cocaine Voltron. Gentlemen, we had a very long pre-show. Because
Yes.
it went some places. We kind
had
of
to
got
cover
lost
a
in the
lot,
weeds.
man, right?
Yeah.
You know, ceramic
From
knives,
washing
Tide
machines to
podcast.
knives.
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese robots. Yeah, like, it went some places.
Robots. We were looking into what it costs to open a franchise, man. Come on. Go back and listen to that. It's available as pre super shows and the Uncut series. But we got a big show for you tonight. If you're watching live after the fact. Because we brought it up last week, we were talking about making Linux Gamecast like a retro version. So I freely admit I spent way too much time researching what it would take to get our show on 8-track.
Okay.
Which, of course, like spiraled into, I wonder if we could do a show on VHS.
Can we do one on wax cylinder?
Yeah.
On the Edison phone or whatever?
That might be doable.
It's probably long enough, yeah. It's an hour and a half show. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you go into it, I mean, this is something we were looking at in the pre super shows.
No, gramophone, that's what it was.
Well, we wanted to see if I want to see if I could get one on Laserdisc.
Yeah. Well, then it became like, well, how do you produce a Laserdisc? Because none of us knew.
Can you get recordable? We learned stuff in weird ways. I talked about this on Wednesday. I installed Windows 10 earlier this week. That was a Windows 10.
It takes a long time compared to Linux, doesn't it?
You know what? If you don't give it internet, it's reasonable. I'm going to say
quick,
like 30 minutes.
Okay. That's still pretty long compared to like your average Debian Fedora install. That's like 5-10 minutes.
Both of you, what's your thought on this? It couldn't figure out the network adapter on a Dell 3010 out of the box. How? That is the most generic Intel
microkernels, man.
And you actually, with Windows 10 and laptops, it'll detect the Wi-Fi card better than it does the built-in LAN one. That at least from my experience.
Man,
that makes sense though.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I had no illusions that it was going to pick up the fiber card. I'm like, no, I would do a live stream of trying to get that set up. It'd be entertaining. But yeah, didn't get that set up. But I did it to get a thing set up, and I'm just Windows 10. I don't understand. Is Windows 11 better? Did Windows 11 bring back like the installed programs bar?
Yeah.
No.
In fact, it did away with those even more.
Because Pedro, because I know, Pedro, I've had this conversation with you. I'm like, you have to search for everything. You're like, yeah, you know the name. I installed a driver from 2013.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what it was called for the application I needed.
That's how you read the name of the setup file and then you just search for that. Get this. Okay. So I finally go into like system configuration. I have not touched Windows in decades, but
since you set up that touch tablet, right? I guess.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. And before that, it was Windows 8, and just it immediately just makes me mad. I was talking about on Wednesday's show how it installed Empathy because I was genuinely having to Google how to use Windows.
Mm-hmm.
I had questions like, how do I get to the drivers thing? Because I remembered like system. I wanted that thing from like Windows 2000.
Program files, add
device manager type thing. Right?
Yeah, device manager.
And I get to the one, and to its credit, it picked up the FireWire card. It didn't need drivers for that. It saw that. And I got to the audio thing, and it just shows it is just like, here's the audio in your system thing. I'm like, what do? I just randomly decided to click on it. Just out of desperation, and then the configuration utility was hidden behind that. Couldn't be searched for. I went back and I searched for it. All of it, no, doesn't exist. Windows 10 was oblivious of it. But deep, plus a click, and you could open it.
I was listening to a Castle Super Beast podcast. They were talking about this phenomenon in Windows where like they don't get rid of anything, but they hide it behind other stuff. Dude. So the quest becomes, how do you get to like, and it looks like it was written for like Windows 95. How do you get to that screen in new Windows so you can actually do the thing you were previously able to do?
It will deliberately try to obfuscate that, and it even like the old control panel. If you want to get to it, the first time you look for it in a fresh install, it will fight you, and you should use the new settings app. The new settings app is shit. Let me get to the control panel. Okay?
No.
Gearspace.
We don't want you to use it.
There were 2 posts that both ended with not on Gearspace, and I'll go back and post the
solution.
Yeah, because I don't want
you're going to be that guy. What did you see, Rando 982?
I got to go back because they were both in the same camp, but they were like Windows users. Like, how do we get this working? Windows 10 was new at the time, fuck that operating system. Oh, tomorrow I did a test run last Sunday. Arthurian showed up. Jill popped in for a minute. Arthurian hung around, kept me company. I was seeing the viability of being able to stream editing this very show.
How'd that go?
Pretty smooth.
Very good.
How long did it end up taking? The stream was
like maybe an hour and a half.
Okay.
Just kind of running through the motions, trying to get things to break. It's interesting challenges is using DaVinci Resolve was getting the UI readable for people at home, but not so comically large as to where I couldn't use it.
Oh yeah, because you're working on the 4K screen and you gotta like
right.
Yeah,
well, one thing I was doing last week was I was streaming in 4K 60. So
this was to YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, I did it to our YouTube channel, and I put it up in our Discord for patrons to watch it live. And instead of putting 6,500 in there for Twitch, I was putting 20 in there because that's your baseline for 4K 60, 2160p. And it was reasonably small, 20 megabits up. But what I want to see this week is what the quality hit's going to be if I downscale the UHD to 1080p for Twitch. So that's going to be tomorrow's experiment. Don't know when that's going to start. Probably a lot earlier because I have an idea of how to do it. But yeah, if you get a chance, like and subscribe or whatever you do on Twitch to get notifications. It'll pop up. And we'll just try it out. We'll sit down because all the heavy lifting is already done. We're just going to be going through the audio and, chopping it up, making an episode. Might be fun. Might learn something. It's not as cool as watching John Romero.
I tried to watch that stream, and for like 15 minutes, there was nothing happening, just music in the background.
He's just chilling out. Yeah, this is my dream, man. And by the way, if you don't know, John Romero just streams shit him making Doom levels, apparently, which I learned this week.
Today I learned that he's doing that.
When's Sigil 2 coming out?
Yeah, he's just working on that, and he's like, God, he doesn't have a mic hooked up, and like Deadmau5 like works on his concerts in Unreal Engine 4 or 5 or whatever he's using currently. So I want to do so. I'm inspired by that. I'm like, that's a good time for like people to show up. I'm like, hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? And you can just bounce ideas and stuff. Then you get backseat editors, as Jordan was pointing out last week. If you're lucky, you're like, all right, and you might learn something yourself. So yeah. There's that. Ta-da! How about you, Jordan? Have you cleaned any washing machine filters?
Yeah, I removed a massive amount of hair. We talked about that in the pre-super shows. And yeah, by the way, if you are a young adult human and you recently got your own laundry machine, you got to clean out those filters once every 40 washes, according to the Samsung website. I guess it's just been pretty low key for me otherwise.
Being Samsung, A, I'm surprised it doesn't have like an alert on it. B, I'm also surprised it's not a proprietary single use filter that you have to change out every 40 times.
You know what? I'm glad I did, for at least for my Samsung fridge. I found like a third party filter that works like just as well for like the water dispenser ice machine thing. Yeah, because otherwise it's like $45 for a pack of 3 of those, or $70 for the official Samsung one. One. Yeah, so fuck that shit. Other than that, speaking of dead mice, I got a mouse problem, so I've been playing Mouse Executioner for the past couple weeks. That's been a thing. Yeah,
Like, you just have a mouse in the house, or
several mice.
are they like in the walls and shit?
Yeah, yep. Setting up traps. We're getting like 2-3 of them a week, or 2-3 of them like a night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. How do you tackle that? Was this like traditional?
Yeah, mouse traps. So yeah. I had to. Maybe I can't talk about that on Twitch.
Okay.
Maybe not. Probably not. Regardless, yeah. It's not fun. No. Turns out, not a serial killer. I was glad to know that.
How about you, Pedro Mateus? Anything fun and exciting going on the island this week?
Not particularly. There's big shakeup of the NHS coming, so it remains to be seen what my job is going to be in a few months. But other than that, I bought a very, very cheap half of a Dell Latitude 5495, just the bottom half, because I wanted a motherboard 5495
Did you
motherboard.
post pictures of it into Discord?
I did not,
Okay.
because I'd already posted in the past. It's the same motherboard, effectively, except this one actually works properly. The previous one that I had, if you did a cold boot, the touchpad, the Wi-Fi, and the Ethernet would not work. But if you let the laptop on for a while, then turn it off, turn it back on, they would work. Which suggests that there were traces that were cut somewhere, and with the heat, the 2 bits joined just enough that you could use Wi-Fi, Ethernet, the touchpad.
So you're saying it was like ripped apart and it kind of didn't work a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
So I found that one for really, really cheap. It was like £20 with a very broken case. It looked like a car had run over it. So yeah, no, eBay. Pretty cool.
About the horse, do you think we can get some Black Lotus cards for it covered in?
No, the best I can do is a $5 Shivan Dragon. No, listen. The horse is the most powerful magic card. You just gotta tap 2 swamps, and then it's the steam. Trample, tackle, haste.
Beta time. Yeah, that's right, man. January of the 11th, we had a Steam beta client update, and it fixed. For me, I don't know if either of you ran into this issue. Like right when Steam started, it was pissing and moaning about some GL render type stuff. It looked like just moon glyph before everything rendered in the client. That's gone. That's been fixed. Happy to see that. And they also changed. This made me really happy. You can now change the download regions without having to restart Steam, everyone.
Yay! Why did they need to do that in the first place again?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Jordan, maybe you can play with this. That is so helpful when you're trying to play Find the Mirror That Sucks the Less.
Yes.
On the East Coast servers. And like you work your way back. I don't know if you go through Canada or if you go through the States. I usually stay in the States and like start working my way to the West Coast.
If it's like northern US, I'll check there. Usually just like northern East Coast US.
They usually end up in like Texas or someplace like, and you know what I'm talking about when you're sitting there and you're like, I'm getting 3 megabits down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what about Florida? Like, no, we're not downloading stuff from Florida. We're above.
What do you take me for? Some kind of hick? Downloading stuff from Florida?
I'll try Tennessee, then maybe Alabama, and like you.
Alabama. Oh
Alabama.
boy.
Well, you assume that nobody else is.
I guess that's true.
Right? I mean, wouldn't it be like downloading from like, I don't know, middle of Canada?
I'm sure there's like an army of beavers that are busy playing Team Fortress 2.
Oh, there could be.
We'll get to that, but yeah, no, they didn't have the one Linux fix, which was the fixing the errors about the library not rendering properly, and I wonder if that's what caused a very severe bug that they then had to fix with the January 12th one. Basically, what it was doing is it was spawning tons of X or X Wayland, depending on which one you were using, clients with no actual visible windows, just tons and tons, hundreds of clients just connected to the X server until you could no longer start any more X applications. Really? Because I just done the update to Nobara 37 and I thought, oh, Eggy probably screwed something up. No, it was Steam.
Pedro, you do what I do, and you immediately throw DaVinci Resolve under the bus when that was happening. And I couldn't get Thunar to open. I'm like, what the hot hell is this? Like, you ever run into these situations, right? I couldn't open a terminal.
Yeah, no terminal, no only Office. I had all the work Chrome windows open and Steam was running in the background. And it's like, I can't even open the Office application. What the hell?
It's been fixed. And I guess I had closed Steam and it started working again, but I just assumed it was DaVinci. It's a first thing that goes under the bus when XFC is usually just stable, rock stable. But then I saw Pedro post in the show notes. I'm like, oh, all right.
Damn it, Valve.
Yeah. What about
damn it, GOG?
GOG, yeah, man.
Oh yeah, well, in this age of disconnectedness, we must be more connected. That was the thesis of Death Stranding. And GOG took that message and said, fuck that shit. No more free games for you. So yeah, you might remember we talked about it a while ago. We've talked about it a few times actually. GOG Connect, where you can link your Steam and your GOG account. And you can get DRM free copies of games you already purchased on Steam via GOG. And, it was pretty great. It's like, hey, I don't have to buy this game again on another platform. I have a DRM free copy now. It's been pretty good. Honestly, most of the games I own on GOG are from Connect, aside from like my copy of The Witcher, which came with my 980, and maybe some free games and like a copy of Neverwinter Nights I bought in college. But really, it didn't really help GOG in terms of like boosting sales. What it really did is just put your email account on your mailing list, because you're just like, oh, well, I don't have any games on GOG. I can sign up for a GOG account, get DRM free copies of blah, blah, blah. And then, start getting promotional emails about the deals on GOG, maybe leech a couple of customers away from Steam. And, maybe that did work, but I think that, that money spigot has dried up. And so having not been updated for a while, GOG is like, yeah, no more Connect for you. Bye-bye.
Wah, wah.
To be fair, I, much like Ven, forgot that was a thing.
Right. That's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like,
whenever
Connect.
Did you two, did both of you, like, for the first time, like, go peek over and like, oh, it's always in there. Oh, look at that. I have 112 games. Huh.
Yeah, I have 160 something, and much like Jordan, most of them were from GOG Connect. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess, offering the free DRM free version. It's like, why would you offer that, especially for someone who owns games for the competition? Just have them buy it. You're a store.
Now, gentlemen, I gotta say, this is 100% one of those cases where it's absolutely better to have loved and lost, because somebody read this today and just went, mother. I could have had that synced up, and like, no fault of your own. Because like Pedro and like Jordan, did you even remember it existed?
Oh, actually, yes. Periodically, I would think, I wonder if they're ever going to do another GOG sync.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it's not, no one, I don't think anyone genuinely believes that, like, oh, Steam is draconian DRM, they're going to take all your games away. But it's always nice to, like, have a backup of that library somewhere, like, and not have to repurchase all those games. Yep. I would like a system in general where, like, you could have cross account purchases carry over, where, like, you bought God of War on PlayStation, that gives you the Steam key. They're never gonna fucking do that. That is like a hippy dippy pipe dream. But ideally, in the perfect worlds, in our fully automated Star Trek luxury future, we would have that, but we don't. So
computer beep boop.
Holodeck, one sex, please.
All right, Pedro. Talking about sex.
Yeah, this is what you play if you're not having sex for a while and you just want something to make you feel better about yourself. Team Fortress 2. I'm being a little bit mean.
Who
Because you look at the state of Team Fortress 2. You look at the state of Team Fortress 2 and you go, yeah, I'm not doing too bad.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say who plays Team Fortress 2 to feel good, right?
Bots.
like I said, to feel better about yourself, comparatively speaking. But yeah, no, there was a pretty significant leak. 61 gigs of Team Fortress 2, including source code and a bunch of assets. It's like unused assets as well, weapons, maps, bunch of stuff. And it's on the internet now. It's available. And Valve did say when the community got together to get Valve to notice that, yes, TF2 is a shit show right now, so you should do something. And Valve said, okay, we're just gonna hand over the reins to the I don't remember the name of the game, the aliens versus humans, basically
Natural
proprietary
Selection.
and vanquished. Yeah, that one. And yeah,
wasn't
just
Valve,
do
though.
that and
That
hand
was-
over the reins to the community. So this will probably help a lot going forward.
I mean, maybe. I mean, 60 gigabytes of unused maps, models, mechs, and apparently witches, like with witch hats on. I'm like, that's pretty neat. Did you watch the Valve, the Valve News Network guy? I don't remember his name. He went through it and he's like, I didn't see anything terribly amazing in it. But then again, I don't know a whole lot about Team Fortress 2 other than I played it a couple times. And I'm like, yeah, I remember playing that when it was called Quake World.
I mean, like, I guess more content is better for TF2 because like the modders are going to reintroduce this content into TF2 whether Valve wants to or not. And the article from GenX.tv, the links to all this in our show notes, alluded to it as such. So yeah, I mean, it's not the first TF2 leak, but I think this is probably going to be one of the last ones.
This is just like a last.
Yeah, whatever they had.
This is it. Oh man, we're not going to get Team Fortress Alex.
No, we're gonna get Team Fortress Job Simulator.
As it turns out, Half-Life 3 already released, and it was called Half-Life Alyx, and it's a VR exclusive.
All right. Well,
We got some new games.
that's one way to transition to a new segment. Let's talk about Juan Sin Miendo. So clever. This is a Spanish game done by a single dude. One man Dia de los Muertos adventure platformer. According to the reviews, it's hard. It looks like very, very smooth. Like not in terms of like smooth frame rate, but like smooth pixels. Not as crusty, I guess. As
Pixels,
like,
man. That's my stage name. Who told you?
Listen.
I'm just
stalk
looking
you.
at the Indiana Juan there. It's like,
Shut
oh, okay,
up, man.
I
This is
see.
Castlevania in the Last Crusade.
But yeah, I mean, it is basically like Castlevania on a budget made by one dude. It looks okay according to the reviews. It's pretty fucking hard though. So
Well, I mean,
So accurate. All right.
yeah, right.
yeah,
Like that's one thing you don't get away with. Being like, oh, it's too hard. I'm like, accurate? You mean? Yeah. I mean, it's 4x3. It looks the part, especially if it's one person. As long as it controls half one war, just half of one.
You hit the
band.
button and the dude jumps. Yes.
Like if you just get that basic mechanic down, absolutely priced to sell. Normally $4.99. It's currently $3.74. What do we need to run this bad boy? This graphical jug 12.0 or newer.
Ubuntu 12, just the 12th Ubuntu.
All right. I think we can manage this. 512 megs of RAM. You know what? I think maybe we'll set up a Patreon goal to do a minimum system requirement series.
Oh man,
And actually install like pretty old
just
versions of
Ubuntu.
I'll hop on eBay, buy some old ass hardware with like 512
Pedro
megs
can
of
already do
RAM.
this by himself though. He has all the computers to do it.
Yeah, but he'll never do it.
Yeah, problem is time. Availability.
That's why you got to go to his house and just move in with him and make him do it.
Yeah, do my job for me, and I'll do all the rest of the stuff that I
Yeah,
want to do.
you know what? I will do your job for you, Pedro.
See, Pedro, the life hack is don't sleep.
Yeah.
Do you know how many
Right,
hours?
yeah.
a
Sleep
day
is
are
for the
wasted?
week.
That's what I'm saying.
That's 6 hours a day that I spend in
6
bed.
hours?
So.
No.
How
2.5,
much-
3 max.
How much time in a day do you waste just breathing? If you just stop breathing, how
About
much like
24 hours a day that I'm breathing.
Well,
yeah.
no, because you breathe in, you absorb the oxygen, and then you breathe out, right? Like, what if you just skip that part?
See,
what if you just
Pedro,
breathe in
Pedro,
one
you
time?
cannot conceive this motherfucker takes off lunch, man. When it comes to breathing, he's
Just
like,
an hour of not
Just checks out,
breathing.
Yeah. Well, here I am using my own lungs like a sucker. Come on.
Let's tell everyone about the new racing sensation that is
yes.
probably in contention for the longest Steam URL.
Amazon product listing, the game?
Yeah, Amazon eBay product listing, because allow me to read. Car racing highway driving simulator, comma, real parking driver sim, speed traffic deluxe 2023.
Aha, exactly what I was looking for.
See, if it wasn't for that comma, man, I would have thought you were being a little shifty.
That's impressive. And if you've seen like the cheap ish racing games that show up on Steam every now and then, this one looks very much like that. But the driving physics, those are actually done differently.
Oh, okay.
The trailer had some dodging and weaving of traffic. That reminds me so much of like the early levels of Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. The way that the car sways and the camera doesn't really know what to do. That era, V-Rally type of situation.
Hold up. The game description, that just like, I just had a moment here. Be the fastest driver on the highway by overtaking the traffic. How do you, like, that's self-explanatory, right? That's a bit of a tautology.
Yeah.
Be the fastest driver by by like stopping your vehicle on the highway? Like.
No. See, this is one word, Jordan.
Traffic over. Because it's got the exclamation point. No, because the exclamation point is the click.
Take your car to the service and upgrade it.
Look, mostly positive reviews. Let's scroll down to the reviews for a second, because they're a little sus.
Oh, no controller support.
The driving feels great and the graphics are good. The list of
That's a
available
Linux
cars.
review right there. No controller support on Linux. All right.
Scroll down. The game in all aspects is great for those like me who are lovers of
I
audio.
love this game. We'll
One
definitely
product
play
and
more
account,
the next
yes.
game.
So Yanagi and Yanagi, two A's and two G's. Yeah.
Oh, look, somebody had a stroke while they were trying to finish it. That's unfortunate. This was fun. It catches on the longer you played. Soda venereal diseases, son.
Oh, look, one product and account, one review.
Yeah.
How dare you? You guys are just constantly full of negative. Like, you would think somebody would try to game.
How dare you besmirch car racing, highway driving simulator, real parking driving, driver sim, speed traffic deluxe 2023. You could say that about maybe car racing, highway driver simulator, real parking driver sim, speed traffic deluxe 2022, but not 2023.
Oh, so we're no longer pronunciating the comma?
Comma, sorry.
We're just ignoring that now? Okay.
Listen, commas are for squares. Just ask Pedro.
Comma.
Hi,
Candria.
I'm Captain Combo Splicer here.
Candria.
Candria.
At the end of the day, this bad thing is written in Lisp, like a real game, like a real developer. Please have good combat. Please have good combat, because I just want good combat and movement with this. I mean, this definitely takes after Celeste a little bit, which really has my attention, because Celeste is my kind of game. And, at the price, well, explore a ruined open world cavern settlement hack and slash, which is good, so patrol, repair, scavenge, all the fun stuff. It's 2D, hipster pixel art. It looks like it's done right. 27 positive reviews. First thing that's going to strike you, it cost regularly $19.99, which puts it at precisely 1.27 Hollow Knights. So it better fucking be good. What do we think about? Oh, it's got some DLC soundtrack. I like the look of it. Look of it, and I posted a thing. It'll be in the show notes. Development blog for this. And I'm like, right on.
Yeah, we actually talked about that back in episode 517. Yeah, now they actually have released the game on Steam, which love to see more open source games. I don't think I might not be open source, but at least more indie games on Steam like this, and especially done in Lisp. It's not something that you see a lot of, and the blog post, as Ben alluded to, gives you a pretty detailed breakdown on how to make a game in Lisp.
And if you can make Totally Not Celeste work in Lisp, and clearly they have, because 96% of the 27 reviews on Steam are positive, so it's clearly doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Real-time lighting and shadows, man. I mean, this is just
RTX
cool,
on, baby.
right? It covers asset integration, all the tooling, editing systems, map making, and just everything you would expect. What do we need to run this bad boy?
Emacs,
Linux 3.13.
Yep.
Oh, that's a kernel. Let's see. That's 2017.
OpenGL 3.3. Yeah. I mean,
Can run it on R600 then. All right. Okay.
There might actually be some legs into this system show.
Mm-hmm.
System requirements, the show.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cheap to make.
Yep.
Maybe we'll try it out. Okay. Speaking of open source, though.
Yeah, Dino Run. So apparently, apparently XGen Studios was hosting the multiplayer servers for Dino Run for years for basically free as charity. They have sunset those servers, and so Dino Run DX multiplayer no longer works. Very, very sad. If you get into their Discord channel to download the source code, they are looking for volunteers to help keep it on life support. So if you are a Dino Run fan who knows how to program in ActionScript, you might want to give it a look. It's speedrunners, right? It's dinosaur speedrunners.
Sure? Question mark.
Well, multiplayer Dino Run, yeah, sure. But yeah, no. Much like Ven, I saw the link. If you want to grab the source code, go to Discord. It's like, okay, using Flash Player 4.7. Flash game. No.
This got me going down like a pretty interesting rabbit hole because I used to do Flash development, like right up until Flash 4 came out, and that's when we really saw the introduction of usable ActionScript. I'm like, fuck, I wonder how much. And then I moved over to Macromedia Director and started using Lingo. But I was like, is there any Linux-based tools for like working with Flash assets? Like, I might possibly be able to help with it, but there wasn't. I found some project from 17 years ago on SourceForge.
How many ads did it have embedded in it this time? 17 years.
Man, no. To their credit. Yeah. Here's a pro tip: nobody wants to join your fucking, and not this. Like, this would apply to us as well. No one wants to join your busted ass Discord to get a link to download something. All right, like especially when it's sourced. To their credit,
it's on GitHub now.
They put up a GitHub.
Yay!
So if you need that Dino Run DX goodness, yeah, somebody want to play around with this. Yeah,
ActionScript and AngelScript. Yep, that's all Flash, baby.
yeah. Go peeking through it. I don't really think you're going to be doing this with like Canvas or anything like that. But I mean, maybe.
Yeah, like if you can get it like ported over to like HTML5 or whatever, like there is infrastructure to do that. So
I mean, the assets for what they are going to be there, and like everything you would need. It depends on what the server side even looks like on something like this, right?
Yeah. It may be one of these things where it's like, oh well, we basically just have to rip this entire thing out and write it from whole cloth.
Because even back then, with Flash 4, like you used a system called Flash Generator for your server side stuff, and that was effectively a flat text file. So I don't know. I'd look around it, but I don't even have the tools to look around on it. So there you go. Links in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, coming up next, we got open source NVIDIA playing the Talos principle.
Yay.
Get excited to run that benchmark again.
I don't know. Maybe I can make that in 5 frames. So.
5 frames of fury.
Oh. We did a one.
We did it.
That's how electrons roll, baby. Well, I mean, it's good that a lot of stuff has been preserved, but you got to think about how much stuff has been lost, like from Newgrounds and places like that over the years.
Miniclip, Newgrounds, Dagobah.
I mean, fortunately, we still have the Star Wars rap that Jim wasn't. I'm Yoda.
We got
I'm
that
a soldier.
We got that stuff.
The problem too, though, is that it's like what we have preserved is the degraded experience because those Flash videos had interactive elements. You could click on shit. You would hold down the tab button while you were watching the video because people would like embed shit. That's gone now. All that. Like going back and watching old Homestar Runner emails, we are talking about that earlier. Yeah, all of like the hidden gags are gone, and it's a little sad. They don't include them in the YouTube
There is
versions.
that, and it's a visually degraded experience because you're dealing with vector animation. Even though it was back then served over dial-up, it was crisp. You know, you weren't watching video. I mean, that's how we used to watch South Park back in the day. And you know, Discord has done such a massive disservice by charging money to upload anything over 8 megabytes because the amount of content that is being degraded.
Screenshots that I take at 2560 by 1440s go, that's too powerful. Fuck you, Discord.
Like even the videos, man. I'll see something like, LOL, look, I found something funny on that Reddit site, and I'll yoink it and I upload it. And it's like, nope, too big. I'm like, fine, let me go to Reddit save, and like, I guess I'll upload the 360p version of that. There was a project to observe. Yeah, you know, there was a couple, like Ganache, couple attempts to like have an open source flash player, but you know, Macromeet, well, Adobe never, it's gone now. Adobe had never open sourced anything. That would be nice though.
Open source Flash, open source Air, basically anything that had any kind of impact and people actually developed stuff with it. If you're not going to support it anymore, release it.
Oh, all right. Yep, I was this many years old when I just put 2 and 13 together with a bag. I'm like, oh, I know what that is now. Yep. Okay. Mystery solved. Call me NCIS.
Damn it. Doesn't fit over the headphones. This one has to stay in the bag because it's fluffy. It's not gonna leave.
Well, this was one of the beautiful things about Flash, and even Shockwave back in the day. It was a cross-platform.
Yep.
Yeah.
When it worked.
I mean, it either worked or it didn't. You know, you were going to pump out an SWF that worked on a Mac and didn't work on Windows, or like we had even in the 90s, like we had the Future Splash players and stuff on Linux.
Yeah, it was the browser integration that every now and then just didn't work. So you download the SWF and then run it.
Oh, no, it's like you're right next to me.
Bok bok. I'm literally curious how viable this is.
Like, I mean, it sounds like you're talking through a mask, but...
Yeah, I assume it's like you sound like you're coming through a fucking chicken mask
yeah,
too.
Right.
So.
Imagine talking to someone on the street wearing the COVID masks. That's what you sound like.
With a plastic
yeah.
Rubbermaid trash can over your entire body. Yeah.
Not over my entire body.
Entire body, baby. Full body Rubbermaid.
I need like
Full
the hazmat
body
suit with just like the chicken hat.
And when you get bored, you can curl up in it and roll around.
I just gotta like find an egg and like sit down on it.
I need to change that.
Actually, no, I'm a cock. I got the thing on the head, so no egg.
Oh man,
You're a huge cock.
there's the hey, vote.linuxgamecast.com. Let's take a quick look at that Tide podcast, which is getting a vote. Womp womp. Okay. Smooth Pixels. Castlevania and the Last Crusade. I'm voting for myself because I'm cheap. There we go. All right. Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Oh. You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna fucking say it'd be better in the movie. As somebody who watched that movie completely unbeknownst that Vin Diesel didn't show up until the last 2 seconds of the damn thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I went to the theater. I'm like, oh yeah, that Fast and the Furious thing was
what's great is like if you're into the Fast and the Furious lore, like that's out of continuity too. Like it's all weird and a character dies and then they undo the death.
You are not allowed to use the C word with Fast and Furious.
you mean family?
Continuity?
Yes, family.
Canon? No.
Family. There's only one family. There's only
Tokyo
one
Drift
word that
had the really memed up song. I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo.
Dude, I remember sitting in the theater. I didn't have anything going on that afternoon. I know I had to have left out at like 9 because maybe 6 other people kind of walked out and had that collective experience. Like, the fuck was that?
I went and saw the newest one in theater just because like it was one of those things where it's like we need to fucking get out of the house. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like okay. Well, I got to see about going into space, and it was so lame because it's just like the joke was like, oh, we're 2 black people in space. Don't you realize that we're 2 black people in space? And it, like, okay, sure.
Oh, what's going on now? Oh, EVGA finale video. R.I.P.
Finale.
Oh, the Gamers Nexus one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were like putting out, oh, we're doing one last line of NVIDIA GPUs. Bye bye, bitch. I wonder if there was any like actual EVGA like 40 series stock.
They
made a few.
Yeah, because it might have been Gamers Nexus or one of them got a hold of. They sent him one. Like, here's a prototype was working on, and you know somebody, some collector, like somebody who could afford like, 40, 50 grand, be like, psst, I need one of those for my collection.
One of a kind, yeah.
Man, there will be somebody on eBay that will try to sell one for $4 million, guaranteed. They won't get it. Sorting
it's no Black Lotus.
With that $1.2 million price tag and $1,000 shipping.
Oh yeah, it wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're paying 1.2 mil, like, oh no,
What's another
$1,000.
K? Yeah.
That's not even a rounding error at that point.
I need to pee. I'll be right back.
Are there like multicolor lotuses?
Yes. Well, so like you're asking if there's like a red lotus or whatever.
Yeah.
No, so what it is so Black Lotus will create a mana of any color, and then there are cards that are like specific colors. The idea being that like those other cards are called moxes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like there's like a ruby mox and a pearl mox and an emerald mox and a diamond mox and so on. And those are like those are tied to the specific colors. What makes Black Lotus so valuable is that it's all of the above.
So, like, what would be a reasonable price for one in good shape? Like 60 grand, something like that?
Honestly, like the actual value of the card is nothing because it's a piece of cardboard.
That's the actual value of everything.
But I mean, like, yeah, like I don't know what a reasonable price for it would be. I think like a couple $1,000, like $5,000 was the asking price when I was actively playing Magic the Gathering. So it's only gotten worse from now as like speculation and more people enter the hobby, right?
I don't know. I mean, 67 grand for a Black Lotus.
Okay. Lotus Turbo?
A little E-Spirit. It's a dinky ass unreliable card, by the way. I would love to know somebody who owned one to borrow it on occasion. Don't buy Lotus, kids. Lotus E-Spirit. Block. Has anybody ever, in the history of ever, clicked allow for location from the website?
If I'm ordering a pizza, yeah.
Okay. Maybe that. But like outside of like just random accident.
Yeah. No. Like for the Weather Network, sure. Yeah, I don't want to punch in my address, figure out where the hell I am, and give me a forecast. But like for everything else, no.
Like that is, it's right up there with a Okay, what does even desktop notifications do, man? I don't even know.
You know the little app indicator thing on the it just sends like it'll just send like notifications to that. So like if you get a new email, it'll pop up a thing that says like you have a new email, as if it was like Thunderbird.
But what if I don't have that? Pedro, have you ever actually seen a website send a desktop notification?
Yes,
What does
because
it look
people are stupid and they click the accept or the yes button when the website prompts them to send push notifications.
This wasn't
If
in
you-
question. I'm just curious if you've seen one. What does that look
If
like?
you do it for like Twitter or Mastodon, like it just pops up.
And then websites get hijacked and they start using those push notifications to send out fake, your computer has been compromised, download this antivirus now.
My computer's already compromised. It's too late, buddy.
Bitch, I write them right back and I'm like, should I use wine staging? You're going to
Like,
handle this through Proton.
It's like I'm on Haiku. Can you help me out?
Where do they even go with that?
Right? Like, yeah, just like, oh, if depending on how good they are, they definitely have the script for Windows.
What
they
do you
might
do
have,
if you
they
get a
might have the script
motherfucker
for
that's
Mac.
going to play ball with you? He's
Yeah,
like, oh, all right.
Yeah, you know what? If you're good, you might even have an edge case for the guy who's running Linux. Throw him Haiku, throw him Plan 9, throw him something Symbian. Yeah, like
Yeah, my 2000s Nokia phone.
my Nokia N900. I want to protect it. How can you help me out? Although I'm sure there's like a shit ton of malware for that phone.
Oh yeah, it was all Java. Symbian was all Java anyway, so
Yeah.
Well, I thought also something on Hacker News. Somebody had put, Blender and Symbian.
Okay.
Blendercito.
Pedro, say something in Moonspeak.
Una versión de Blender creada desde cero para Symbian es... fuck, I don't know the numbers in Spanish anymore.
Basic
Edición básica
3D
de
model,
mallas 3D.
vertices,
Mover
something,
vértices.
rotation. I'm going for that. That's rotation.
Rotación.
Los objects.
Is this
Edit
how to make
position and rotation and scale of object.
Of objects. Delos? What is
Of.
So de
Yes.
is of?
No. Deloche is the entire thing is of, but
Of the?
in
Of the. Los.
of the objects. Sure, you could extend it out like that, but that would be incorrectly translated.
but I just want to know how to make my NFT on Symbian.
Right.
How do I make my monkey? How do I make my Bored Ape Yacht Club?
So yeah, that is for Symbian.
I guess. I mean, as an operating system, there was that project about getting a viable computer on the 6800K.
Leave Windows ME out of this.
But if Symbian is a pretty complete operating system. Those Nokias were very much on the internet.
Man,
And
there's going to be a
the internet
sailfish
usage.
dev kicking in your door in 3.
So it could possibly be a way to do it. Yeah.
When you get open source, man, there's no such thing as like nobody could be that bored. You don't.
You can never say nobody could be that bored.
Right.
There are people who are that bored.
Yeah.
There will be
well-
forks of the project that you dared to.
Yeah. Listen, boredom knows no limits. You can accomplish an amazing amount of things while trying to actively not accomplish another thing.
Yes, procrastination and boredom, they go hand in hand like you wouldn't know it.
It's like I could start working on this I could start working on curing cancer, or I could just port Blender to Symbian. That seems
You know, who else is going to do it? I mean, I got to take one for the team here. Like, have you mowed the lawn yet? I'm busy.
Listen, I'm rewriting the Linux kernel from scratch. Okay, like
I mean, somebody's got to do it, man.
yeah.
All right, let me get something to drink. And what do we get in the newsy segment?
Nvidia, Stadia, Mortal Kombat,
Rip.
Atari, and an actual game to talk about.
Valorant, yeah.
Yeah, I played around with that.
It's always nice to talk about Valorant. It's like, what's a nice project that's making good progress and are not a bunch of assholes? Valorant.
Yes.
Please don't go to the website and be like, it's been rated by the...
Yeah. Turns out Valorant is co-funded by the Taliban. Like, right? Like something awful, right? Just let me eat my words. Just cram that foot right in my mouth.
Dear Valorant devs, if you are supported by a less than ideal group, please keep your mouth shut and don't tell us about it. Ignorance is bliss in this game.
Funded by the Epstein Foundation. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yes, that's Valorant. That's Riot Games. That's a company that I don't know why people like them as much as they do, or their games. And the last thing I would trust Tencent with is kernel level access to my operating system.
Yeah, I had one friend who was working at Riot. She left with a bunch of other people to start a new game company.
Yeah, good.
It was weird seeing her like face on like a news article on a tech thing. I'm like, wait a second. All right, nice, good on you.
I had that moment. It was a few years ago when there was like an expedition of students, Portuguese students, to Antarctica, and one of the students was one of my former secondary school classmates. And I was just watching the interview. It's like, oh yeah, a bunch of Portuguese students went there and they interviewed her directly. I'm like, oh, hello, I know you.
I have like a second or third cousin who's like an equipped powerlifter, and like I see her in YouTube videos sometimes. It's like, it's weird because she looks like my grandfather. you know how like there's the family face, right? Like,
Yes.
and like it just shows up. It's one of those things where it's like, no, I clearly see where those genes came from. All right, yeah. My wife was telling me the story of like she's talking about how like babies on TV shows, so they always have like several month-old babies and not newborns. And he's like, well, it's weird because in actuality, this little prune comes out of you and looks up at you with your father's eyes, and you freak out.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I can imagine that.
Like, no, what is going on? The miracle of childbirth. Staring up at you with your father's eyes.
You know, the whole siblings looking alike and not thinking they look alike. It was very much like that for me and my little brother until a few years after my prom, and I saw a picture of myself at around, 17, 18. And
you're
looking
like,
at that picture,
doppelganger.
looking at that picture and then looking up at my little brother and then looking at that picture again. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, we do look alike. We look basically the same. All right, cool.
Genetics are a hell of a drug, man. It's a fucking trip.
Yep. How Nori and her sister came to visit us like a year or so ago. And at one point I was sitting here and the two of them were talking, and I had to look. At one point, I had to look because they sounded the same. They spoke exactly the same, like same tone of voice, everything. It's like, oh my god.
It got cold, man.
Chilly?
Fuck.
It's gonna get real cold tomorrow here.
Like it's lovely in here. I was like, oh yeah, it's maybe a cup of tea, maybe something a little cool to drink. Walk out. I'm like, oh, ah.
Oh yeah, it's like minus 5 out today, -6.
It's -0 right now, which it was like 11 when I came in here. So yeah. All right.
Temperature shock. It's nice and toasty
Yeah.
in the studio.
Dude, yeah, I was like, well, I might have to take this off and swap that out. Like, now just crack that door a little bit. Jeez, I could have,
A little bit of a reverse Furion. You just like walk out and you just immediately encased in a block of ice. Like,
dude, you know when you hit, it's like walking into a walk-in freezer where you're just like,
oh yeah, that's the best. I love that shit. It's so good.
and it's not like you're cold to your core, but everything on the outside is like, God damn it, ah.
Yeah, sudden temperature drop.
And I immediately think, how do you have that, like, then jump into water outside? Because I've seen those done.
Oh, the Polar Bear Club guys?
For the cold shock type stuff, man. I'm like, like coming out of a sauna, running and jumping into the cold water, when it's like -6 outside.
Have you heard about Wim Hof?
Oh, I've read up on. I know.
Yeah.
It's like climbed Everest wearing shorts.
Yeah, like routine submerging yourself in like ice cold water, and apparently there's a shit ton of benefits for doing that. And I'm like, should I try it out? No, I don't.
Like if you're gonna give me like an ice bath, it's gonna be like bad black tar heroin or some shit like that, man.
Yeah, like this better be some like Edge Runners type, like, we gotta pull him out of the Matrix, he's eating up too much.
Which I don't mind cold weather if I'm like set up, but I don't like doing that extreme one side to the other. But I could imagine being cold and be like, yeah, let's get colder. I'm good, man.
We need to get colder.
43F here.
What's
free?
Max temperature here today was 13. And on Monday, the max temperature is going to be 2. So I look forward to next week.
I just hope by tomorrow everything isn't just like a sheet of ice.
I think it's going to be like reasonable. Yeah, it's going to be like 8, 12. Dude, like by Wednesday, it's going to be 16.
Yeah, it's make up your fucking mind. January, right?
Yeah, in January, 16 degrees. I'm going to wash the cars Tuesday or Wednesday, guaranteed.
And like, and you know, like end of February, early March, you're just gonna get dumped on again. Like it's
There's
gonna
be some bullshit, isn't there?
Yeah, polar vortex freezing my cortex.
Polar vortex.
Polar vortex. Fucking man, I'm so glad that Flula Borg is getting like stuff in movies, but it's so weird seeing him there because it's just like every time he shows up, he's like, "Taste you
You're
like
the funny
yogurt,
song guy.
taste you like yogurt, can't even front. You're the girl that I really want."
How's our boys Turquoise Jeep doing these days, man?
I don't know. We haven't checked in on them in a while.
I was cooking lunch earlier today, and I dropped the how'd you like your eggs, fried or fertilized? And Nori gave me the head shake and went away.
How you like your eggs, girl, fried or fertilized?
Call me dirty farmer.
I just grabbed a couple eggs, because just sunny side up, eggs are nice. And I looked Nori in the eyes like, how'd you like your eggs, fried or fertilized? And I got the disapproving nod.
Ahoy, matey, or not? Chips ahoy.
Treat me like a pirate and give me that booty. Treat me like a pirate and give me that booty.
Yeah, 1 month ago. All right.
They're still doing stuff.
He's doing food reviews. you know, I kind of want to watch a food review from fucking Flint Flossie. I gotta know. I gotta know what that's about. My other girlfriend. All right. So they're still doing stuff.
To 3. Yeah, see, that's like the weird thing though, man. When it goes to it was a week before last, it was like below freezing for an entire week. You know, it's like -6, -3 to get up to 0, and then it went from that to it was like 14 the one like the day after. Like walking around in shorts, had the windows open, had a fan on. Like I don't know, I like consistent temperature. This is why I, eventually want to end up in Alaska.
Always cold.
That and I'm a huge fan of the day-night cycle.
3 hours of sunshine.
You saw 30 Days of Night and you're like, yes, I want this.
Loophole. It's not like that. Man, that'd be kind of weird if it was like that.
Vampires.
No, just like how dark it gets, because we were in Nome, and we went for that, and it's like, in the wintertime, it's like maybe 6 p.m. That's what it is. Like there's still technically some sun.
Can we buy some property in Alaska and call it KDE Alaska and make Pedro the mayor?
Let's do some homesteading. Pedro, you know how to wear a parachute. You know how to open one, right?
Know how to do what?
Don't worry, I can open them. We can do one remote. We just push them out.
Yeah, he doesn't need a parachute. I believe in him. Parachutes are for pussies.
Plenty of snow.
Yeah.
Yes. Nature's cushion.
Yeah, it does a real good cushion when it disguises a picnic table when you're on skis.
Oh yeah. Or that nice little sharp rock that it's gently settled on top of.
If you're wondering, that picnic table won. 100%, hands down. There was not a rematch.
Fatality.
Oh, man.
Test your might.
I want to play some Mortal Kombat 2 multiplayer. That's as far as I can go. Mortal Kombat 3 introduced the combos, and that's beyond my ability.
To coordinate, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why I never get into Killer Instinct. There's Netplay in RetroArch.
They have is it called Netplay?
Is it
think I heard
Kyera? Is it Kyera based or is it another kind?
I do not remember.
Because I got the Kyera server working. It was just a matter of like figuring out how to get the clients running under Linux.
Host or join gaming, recover, blah, blah, blah. Click the lobby. Netplay. Yes, enables you to play games online. The lobby. It's got a screen that is blue.
That's the cross media bar, blah, blah, blah.
How to
How
host.
to host.
How
Okay.
to join.
Okay.
Netplay.
Quake 3 for the PlayStation Vita. Yeah, okay.
Huh.
Quake 3, right? We already went through Doom 3.
That's still a good looking game, isn't it?
It was stylized enough that it still holds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't look at it too closely.
But like, what games? Which cores? Every core that supports save
No
state should work.
PlayStation, no N64, no Dreamcast, no GameCube, no Wii, no 3DS.
Where are you seeing that? So we can play MK2 on
The NES.
SNES. It'd have to be the
SNES,
SNES.
So the no blood version.
Yeah. Does it not work on the PlayStation? OG PlayStation?
PC.
It was saying the PSX 2, the performance wasn't good enough.
Requires PSX. Alright. Can I play 3DS, PSP? What the fuck does it work with it? I bet all this shit it does work with.
ZX Spectrum, 3DO.
Probably all of the others.
Yeah, see, that's kind of vague, is it?
Atari Lynx.
I don't know. That's something we can try. Can I trade Pokemon via... No.
Dude, it is
no,
a
it
pain in
doesn't do
the
link cable functionality.
it is a pain in the ass to fucking trade Pokemon via emulators. They do not make it easy.
There was
I
an
did-
emulator I used to use back in the day where you could literally start the game twice, and
Yeah.
you could trade between the two.
There was a YouTube video. Someone actually made like a hardware converter with a Raspberry Pi to let you trade Pokemon from like the OG Brick Game Boy games to the Game Boy Advance ones and back.
Okay.
Which was pretty dope because it like broke down the data structure and like converted it all in real time.
We can try it on Gen... See, now I'm thinking like... Oh, someone remind me next week and I'll do some research into this and we'll see. We'll have to find a place to legally purchase
Mortal Kombat 2.
yeah.
Well, spoilers, Ben. We gotta talk about that in the news segment.
Oh,
eBay.
right.
Pawn shop.
Yeah.
I wonder what the legality of this is. What if you got like, here's your MK2 cartridge with a thumb drive with a ROM on it.
I mean, if you own the game
Warner
legitimately
Brothers.
and you can make yourself a copy. How you make that copy is irrelevant. It's a personal copy. As long as you're not actively sharing it, that's illegal.
Well, no, I'm just giving it away.
I'm not sharing it. You stole it from me. I'm just not gonna prosecute you.
The problem is the sharing of the personal copies. But you are legally allowed to get your own personal copy as long as you own a license to the game.
I was held at gunpoint and they said, give me your MK2 ROM or I'll shoot. And so I did.
Oh man, did the
If Warner Brothers wants me to die for their IP, they should pay me. Otherwise, get fucked.
There we go. £27.99 for Mortal Kombat 2 for the SNES.
no, check this out. We'll get Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. $5.
Nah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good on you, Gog.
But I wanted to get it for free from Steam.
And it features multiplayer. Not online multiplayer.
Hot seat multiplayer. Oh wait, hold, scroll down. I saw LAN connection.
Where?
Mortal Kombat 3 has MK3 has LAN.
Okay.
Cool. Mortal
But
Kombat.
that's the one you don't want to play though. So
You know what though? If we could do some fucky thing, like
VPN, yeah.
Set up WireGuard to put it, all three of us in the same VPN, yes.
just fucking browser bitches. Come on.
Oh, it's a Genesis version. I was wondering, it's like, how'd you get Saturn emulation going? No, it's a Genesis version. Okay.
Well, so much for this. We're just gonna watch Ben play Mortal Kombat 2.
Show's over.
Yeah.
How do I? Oh,
It's too late. He's in it. Dun 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 dun. Boom!
Midway presents, yeah.
Oh man, I was at the gym one time and there was like one of those like fitness classes going on, and the guy had like his a Bluetooth speaker playing music, and it was just like pop music, and then they started playing the Mortal Kombat theme, and I'm just like sitting in the area stretching, and like I have to fight every single fucking cell in my body to just scream Mortal Kombat in the middle of the gym because I am a child.
See, this is what I was looking for. There's a NetPlay MAME pack.
Yeah.
Okay, for
Yeah.
MAME, yeah.
All right.
Which I'm sure after a few months of
Oh yeah,
dedication,
Kai era. Okay. Yeah.
we can get the MAME everything up and running. And
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, I have confirmed that the Kyera server does work under Linux, so then that
All right.
that should be fine. Yeah.
Hello, Nougat. I see what you did there.
Underscore. Oh man.
Sick of Raid 5? Oh, sick of 5 Raid. Okay. I don't think that was like someone who's sick of like having the parody disc in their disc array.
I don't know. People have strong opinions on Raid 5.
They do. Raid 5, Raid 6, Raid Z, copy on right Raid. Yeah.
Man, live that JBOD life. Fuck all things.
Dude, Joe was talking about it. I was like, set up LVM. I'm like, on JBOD configuration? That's very brave. You like, so like, usually you do the MD RAID and then you do the LVM on top so you can like expand as you need. Yeah, just apparently LVM does have native RAID built in. You can like actually set up to like mirror or stripe depending just natively through LVM. I have never played around with that. Just because like MD over LVM is like still super fast. They did a lot of work to make that as fast as
See, I never get past the LVM's a great idea part. I'm like, no, just don't.
The setup is way too complicated. I'm just gonna make the boot partition and the root partition.
Do the EFI, we do this, and hey, we're good. Look at that, we're installed.
Where it gets really easy, where it gets really nice though, is in cloud environments where it's like, hey, I undersized this disk. Not a problem anymore. Add a new one. It's completely transparent. It just
See, okay, now if I'm bringing like ZFS or some shit into the fucking relationship, yes, then I'm going to be looking into that. I'm not going to be like, yes, understood, or ButterFS.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for my
yeah, for
ext4 shit,
yeah, for regular desktop use. You know what? I like the snapshotting feature, and I like being able to just like tell Butterfs like, hey, this new directory is now just its own disk.
And you're about to do something real stupid. You create a snapshot, and then you do something stupid, and you restore the snapshot. Hey!
The built-in file system compression is also very nice.
Yep. Random suite, I guess. I am running Nobara KD. I like it just fine. It's Fedora with a more up-to-date Mesa and a kernel compiled with fsync explicitly enabled. It's really nice.
I wonder if I should enable fsync on my kernel. I'm fucking building my own anyways.
do it, you coward.
Yeah.
Do you still need to? Is it upstream yet, or do you need to still patch it?
What, it's just fsync?
Yeah,
fsync is in the kernel. You just need to enable it.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know where in the menu config it is though. So
Control F.
yeah, right.
Dude, no, like if I had to like hunt and pack through like make X config or anything like that, no, I get my pre-temp, I get my kernel timer, I know exactly my 3 little search things I need when I'm building kernel. In, out, gone.
Random suite, I'd say, is very similar to Fedora, but it saves you a lot of work basically going through the initial setup because it already has a lot of the repos like RPM Fusion and whatnot pre-configured.
I don't know, man. It sounds like Debian testing with a bunch of extra steps.
I mean, it's not actually. No, it's not Fedora Rawhide with extra steps because it moves on a slower cadence than Fedora. So
yes,
but like
Nobara 37 came out December. Yeah.
Oh, I would like to commend that upstart Google for finally, after 3 months, fixing Chrome stable window decoration where it'll be back on the left side if it's set on your system. 3 months, Google. 3 months. I had to use native window decorations. I had to get that on my system. There we go. All right. Hey, let's do some news, guys.
Yeah.
As we got our motivational clap music.
This doesn't sound like gonorrhea.
For anyone just tuning in, hi. What's up?
Bach.
Cheerio and bok, motherfuckers. We're about to do some news. Hang on, let me bounce that. Click, click. Clack? Man, nobody knows what OpenSUSE's doing. You gotta, like, send him a self-addressed stamped envelope. He'll get back to you. Okay, we're spooled. Let's go ahead and do it. News segment in 3, 2.
It's one of those traditional LGC news segments. It's going to start off talking about some driver stuff, but before we get to that, we need to stop and, basically shill ourselves out to you. And who better to do that than our resident cockhead, Jordan Svang.
Bach. I can't fucking breathe.
Why are you taking it off? It's never going to be effective if you keep doing that.
Right. But hey, it landed in the good spot. I don't have to go and rescue that.
Get that cock back on your face.
If you want to see more cocks on our face, head on over to patreon.com/LinuxGamecast, onlyfans.com/LinuxGamecast. Sub to us. You get some cool stuff. You get to see our hot cocks. No, you just get to see our Discord channel, which you can also get to us by subbing to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/LinuxGamecast. But get into our Discord. You can talk to us the other 6 days of the week. We're always in there chatting, being a bunch of
come hop in our Discord so you can download
a bunch
our
of
source
clucking
code.
idiots.
Right.
Yeah. Well, listen, we won't even make you download any source code. You just got to get into our Discord channel. If you want to play video games with us, you can by getting into our Discord as well. Ven does Trackmania on Tuesdays and Fridays. I do Borderlands on Thursdays.
Trackmania on a private server that you get to come hang out on.
Yep. I don't have a private server. I just play on the public servers for Borderlands. It's a private game, though. You got to be my friend on Steam, and I will only be your friend on Steam if you join our Discord.
But Jordan, that's awesome, man, because I got a level 67 that I'm going to show up with.
Yeah, exactly. You got to show up with
just
a little
going to start showering with you with overpowered guns.
Oh, Patrick, I didn't realize you were here. I've had to yell at him like 3 or 4 times about that, and every time he thinks that my answer is going to change, but it doesn't. I'm calling you out on this, Patrick. It's not going to change ever. We got a store.alexgamecast.com. Buy our merch.
Merchandising. Motherfucker! What? Oh, did you see the
History of the World?
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw an ice skate rink for a second in the background, so you know what I'm thinking.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
It can go. It could go either way.
If Mel Brooks is going to deliver that to me, I will allow Spaceballs being Jews in space. My theory for that though is they're saving that right to the very end. Like they're gonna make us wait for Hitler on ice. Anyways, we got a store.linuxgamecast.com. Buy some merch. We got wish zones as well. If you head on over to linuxgamecast.com, put your mouse over the support button. Ven has a support or as a wish list. I have one. Pedro has one. Jill has one. You can buy us stuff like Pedro wants an air fryer with 100 recipes cookbook. You know what?
You can blame the people on Discord for that last week. That's why that's there.
So here's the reality of it. If you purchase this, you get to pick 3 recipes
that Pedro has to cook.
That Pedro has to cook and provide evidence of.
Fair enough, yeah.
Jordan needs a $400 $5,900 because he wants to live that 12-core lifestyle, baby. 24 threads of unlocked XFS. Oh, man. Jeez, those things are not even viable. $1,400.
Yeah, I have that on there so I can look at it and cry.
Oh, please. let me show you cry, baby. You go over to the studio wish list and you scroll down to the bottom and you find the MSI Water cooled
4090.
4090. So I can blow up my PSU, I can leak in the case and fucking start a fire with that bullshit connector.
Do you have the new power supply on there as well? If you're gonna have that,
that would take all the fun out of it. That wouldn't be very
It's
reasonable.
1600 watt power supply.
No, just get an adapter to just plug your regular ATX power supply into this. It'll be fine. Don't worry
not
about
even
it.
a joke. It's 98% a gag gift, but goddamn, wouldn't that make you nervous having that in your box? You're like,
Right? Yeah, just a little bit. We got some people we got to thank. Enabling me to show my cock to the lovely people. I got to thank A Romantic Dev. He got this for me off of my wish zone. You can actually send us a note. I have it somewhere, but it's just the default enjoy your gift note. A Romantic Dev didn't really.
we'll pretend you're reading it.
Yeah, A Romantic Dev didn't give us a custom message, but you can, and we have to read it within reason. So if you want,
a horrible idea.
so you can buy Pedro a chicken mask and make him say that GNOME is the most usable desktop environment in the history of computers.
Yes, you could absolutely do that if I had a chicken mask on my wish list.
We thank you for your
Because he
support.
doesn't, because he's a coward.
If you are backing us on Patreon, like I said, hop in our Discord. You get, if you like this show, if this is a little bit, you listen to it, it's like it's an hour long. I need another, 3 hours of this nonsense each week. We make that available in the Live and Uncut series. We also have a pre super shows in podcast format. And I got a couple of things rolling out. You might have noticed earlier this week. I posted, a nice up-res version, not up-res, but like cleaned up version of the live stream from building the Rectangle, Steam Rectangle build, micro ETX system, installing Steam, setting up Proton, even Debian, hard mode, right? And getting all that together with a little bit of Jack audio. That was fun to do. And come tune in on Sundays if you're listening to this like live right now. I'll be popping up and try to teach you kids how to do some, multimedia editing and production under Linux, because I've heard it can be done.
Star wipes, just all the star wipes.
I was, I was too busy juggling because I caught that later that afternoon. I'm like, God damn it. Where there's going to be some star wipes tomorrow, kids?
Yeah, right here.
Right around 39:22, other than you're welcome. LGC cares. All right, let's get into some non-starry graphical wipes, though.
Oh yeah, no, this one, it may not look all that impressive, but when you consider that someone actually got Vulkan working on Nuvo, effectively creating an entirely new driver, kind of like RADV for AMD, but NVK in this case for NVIDIA, and got the Talos principle running on it. And Carol Herbst on the Mastodons was like, hey, here's some Talos. 5 magnificent frames per second at, what was the resolution? 1024 by 576?
Ballin'.
Here's the thing, though. The nice thing about having such low performance is that it's really easy to double your performance. It's like I look forward to seeing Talos performance on NVK double. It'll be 10.
Yeah, that was on a 1650, so a fairly recent-ish video card. But that gives me
There's
hope.
There's going to be support for Maxwell? Huh.
Yeah. Basically, everything that has the GSP, the RISC-V GPU system processor, would in effect be supported by this, though they will have to actually get some performance going. I'm just sitting here looking at my triple E PC netbook with the NVIDIA Ion going.
Fucking let it go, mate.
Come on, man. It came out in 2008. Please support it.
Like, I'm looking at this and like, I can get my Antique Collector's 980 up and running, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You pull it up on your Fixie with your Ion chips.
Like this kind of shit is important, though, because like if you're on NVIDIA, then your cards are on a ticking clock until you basically lose driver support. I'm on what, Maxwell right now, and or Pascal rather.
Pascal.
And yeah, and like every time there's a new NVIDIA driver update, it's like, oh yeah, and we're moving these guys to the legacy branch. Have fun.
Well, you're getting that tech now. Here's one thing too. What I want to say, it's not just I don't need to say. I want power profiles on these things too, man. Like that is the one reason. Like even older Quadros and stuff like that I've definitely run in our audio server, our DAW in the studio. I don't like running them because there's no power management. It is just full time. So I definitely like to see some of that. And thank you, NVIDIA, for pulling the reverse rectal head up
cranial rectal inversion.
Yeah, thank you.
Golf clap.
That's all you get. Google. Speaking of small upstarts, they tried to do a thing back in like 2019. Might have been 2018. I'd have to go find my video.
Project Stream was 2018, right?
I know Strider. When were we playing that? Me and Strider were playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey in the beta before it went even and closed. I mean, it was in like 2019, somewhere in there. It might have been 2018. Anyway, it grew up and became Stadia, and Google remembered it existed, so they canceled it. They closed it because it's Google. They're going to do that to anything that they have. You all eventually learn that lesson. Now, one of the byproducts of this was the Stadia controller. You know, nobody ever came out and said, man, this controller is great. It's awesome. It does a bunch of cool things. I was interested in the Stadia controller because the Stadia controller by itself was self-contained. You know, you just showed up. All you had to do was bring a TV. Boom, you get everything there. And
a Chromecast.
Yeah, well, Chromecast. I mean, come on, who doesn't have a Chromecast? It's you got to just unplug it from your Ion chipset laptop.
Listen, I have a Fire Stick. I've bought into the Amazon ecosystem. So.
I have a Roku.
See, this is the thing, though. Like, I think I have a Fire Stick too, but it's like first Fire Stick.
Gen.
Yeah,
you can do like 720p 30.
Mayhaps. I don't know.
On a good day.
Right. I only bought it just to hack on it. So anyway, we got these controllers. They're sitting around, and a lot of people, myself included, have been sitting back going, it would be awesome if these controllers didn't end up in a landfill because Google didn't unlock them and allow them to be used as, I don't know, controllers. Well, good news, everybody. Google has decided to unlock the Bluetooth support on Stadia controllers as the platform dies. Also, just in true Google fashion, the last week of Stadia, they're going to release one game that you get to play for like 3 days.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Half-Life 3 Stadia exclusive.
Oh, dude.
The actual first party title is going to be released just before it shuts down.
Wrong one.
So yeah, I was a little unclear on this because I thought like, oh, well, you need to connect this controller to something, but I guess if it interfaces with the Chromecast, then it uses like the network discovery shit. But I thought like maybe you could like pair it to a phone or pair it to like a computer if you were like going to play Stadia in a browser. But
until they push us up.
That wasn't the case.
Yeah. You could play it on the computer if you plugged it in.
Yes.
See,
yes.
Okay, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to release a controller that you can't use with a computer. Like,
hang on, here. Let me see if I can help you out. I'm knocking on the door, Jordan.
Well, who's there? Who is it?
Google. You said something about not making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Hi. Sup, konnichiwa.
Fair enough. I don't know. Like to me at least, it seems like in having this conversation, someone would be like, "Don't you think someone would want to like connect it to their phone or something?"
Oh, we do, shit? But we'd much rather have you pay us a monthly fee in order to use this.
Well, you know, it's certainly better than nothing. And I mean, that's it's the magic and the bullshit of software defined radio. They could have always done this. It could have always had Bluetooth support.
Yeah,
they just needed to flip a bit.
It might be a good time to, because nobody's picked up on this quite yet, so they're still going for about $39 on eBay, which is honestly about $10 more than I want to pay for one. Like $20. Yeah. If I saw one for like $20, they'd be like, yeah, I'll pick one up. But
again, I mean, you got to make sure it has authentic Cheeto crust on it from like
after payday. Players. If they're reasonably priced on eBay, I'll pick one up.
Just to say, I mean, yeah, put it next to my Steam controller, right?
Put it next to the Alpaca, the DualShock 4, the DualSense, the Steam controller, the GameSir, the cheapo one that Ven suggested, and
are you trying to compensate for lack of control in your life by having all of these controllers?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
We're going to have to find a way to compensate for the lack of Mortal Kombat 2 source code in our lives.
We're going to have to play Mortal Kombat 3 online via name.
You may remember we talked about it last week or the week before. The source code for Mortal Kombat 2 had it was on GitHub, and now it isn't anymore because the assholes at Warner Brothers.
You mean intellectual property rights owners?
Yes. Assholes sent a DMCA request to GitHub, and of course that repo has now been taken down. But determined to not go down without at least taking one final swipe at Warner Brothers and NetherRealms, the original poster uploaded a new repo called Not MK2, which describes it basically has the Wikipedia article describing the poor working conditions and just terrible work environment that took place at NetherRealm around the time that Mortal Kombat 11 came out.
Yeah, isn't that like, oh, so everything's cool and shit long as you got the source codes, all I'm hearing, right? Oh, you got your little fifis hurt. Now it's a problem? Oh, okay. All right. Now I see how that motherfucker thinks. There was a problem the entire time the source code was available, too.
Yep.
Yes, it was. And Warner Brothers taking it down just, brought that back up to the limelight.
It's out. It's never going to go away. I'm sure you could.
Yeah, there's plenty of copies of him floating around.
I look forward to the re-engineer of this human fighting.
Recklessly dangerous.
No.
Opposition?
Oh, fuck all you. Immortal pacifism.
Yeah. One Life Slap Fight. One Life Slap Fight is now my new punk band. I'm sorry. That's actually too good a name.
Well documented assembly, and so I mean, speaking to that, man, I mean, you're not gonna have to worry about people burying malware and shit in it. You're gonna get some. Yes. What?
My Mortal Kombat 2 ROM stole all my NFTs.
No.
Crypto jacking.
Damn you, Sub-Zero.
Fatality.
Fucking Scorpion, get over here. It just steals the monkey.
Don't steal the monkey. Atari.
Yeah, the bloated animated corpse of Atari is back. Where are they? This time they're out. They're done with the VCS, and they have announced a new handheld, the Atari Pocket Player, which is not a redesign.
That's not
of
a
the Atari
handheld.
Lynx.
It's got like two handheld wiener.
No.
Sticks.
That has the name of the product name of the fucking year. It's called the Atari Game Station Plus, which is a fucking fake ass product name if I've ever heard one. Like it's no Okama Game Sphere, but it's close.
It says video computer system on it.
VC. Yeah, you get the little arcade box. You also have like a
all
little
right. Here's the
set-top
problem
box.
with all of this. People are going to buy this motherfucker though. The Atari arcade pocket player. Why? Because it's like what, $40 or some shit like that.
Maybe, but you can play Atari games on your cell phone, telephone.
And by that, kids, I mean it's a 3D render.
Yeah.
Yes. They're all 3D renders.
Well,
I mean, are you expecting real products from Atari at this point? Like, yeah,
they
you
killed
say
off.
that. You say that, but this is the type of cheap, reasonably like this is the top or upper echelon of their cheap, not crappy Atari. Because you think about it. You'd see a disc and it'd be like, 1,000 Atari games for Windows 95 back then. Or you would see the joystick was like 50 Atari games in it.
You plug it into the TV and yeah.
Right, and this is along those lines. You have a bit more higher rent than that, but this is like in their sphere. This is not like Atari VCS is like, what the hell are you guys thinking? You got people. You don't have the everything required to make this a success. This they can pull off. They know how to do cheap.
But
sure.
Killing off the VCS, which was the actual interesting one, at least on the Tinker side.
Killing off the VCS, like the where did show me where you checked it for a pulse?
Yeah,
yes, they stopped producing them.
It was a preemie. If we're extending the birth metaphor, this was like a premature birth.
The VCS was a very fascinating curiosity right up until the second they announced the Steam Deck. Then no one gave a shit about it.
Steam Deck kind of ate its
but
lunch.
it still made the board inside would have still made.
Not
alone in thinking that that particular board with the embedded Ryzen made a lot of sense if you wanted to tinker with it.
Now, if you're going to pay full price, it's not worth it. Now that thing is worth like $100, and like the actual tech kit inside.
I mean, it draws more power. It's slower. It doesn't have a built-in screen or controllers, or come with Steam preloaded.
No, you can play Centipede.
Oh, dude, even better. You can pay $100 for an anniversary cartridge.
Of Centipede.
Oh yeah, the gold ones. Yeah, no. I'm just looking at the Game Station Plus and thinking, yeah, no. Does that run Android? Because if that runs Android, then I need to remind Atari or what are they nowadays? IESA, previously Infogrames, that renamed themselves onto Atari SA and are now doing this shit.
I still say they got to ship the games on a floppy and 2 DVDs. That's the only way for historical accuracy's sake.
That's the thing. Most of those really cheap knockoff Android consoles that you buy on Amazon or wherever, they come with all of the Atari games preloaded already. Most of them, anyway. So,
can you buy can you buy a unit of storage small enough that you can't fit all the Atari games on them at this point in time?
Probably one of the quarter.
Wait, are we talking like SRAM or some shit like that? Because like yes.
5.25 floppies.
Again, go to a Radio Shack, like go to like a Best Buy or something. See if you can find something that's like that doesn't have enough onboard storage.
Okay, hang on. We just got to tap the brakes. Okay, we need our guesses. Chat realm, participate. It's gonna be obvious if you cheat. What's the combined size of every known Atari ROM?
I'm gonna say less than 50 megabytes.
Yeah, it's probably
Atari 2600 ROM.
2600. Okay, probably I'm gonna say 20. Yeah, 25.
25 megs. I want to say like 5. How much space? All right. Looks like somebody's on this. How much space would be needed for a comprehensive retro Atari illustration Game Boy?
3 megabytes.
2.3 megabytes.
Or 52.
For the 5200.
Okay.
So hang on. Now we got to find out, can we buy a 3 meg flash drive in 2023?
Maybe an 8 megabyte?
Okay, 2 megabytes, because it's got to be smaller. It's got to be too small to fit everywhere.
Yeah.
Too small. Yeah, too small to fit.
That was my request. Yeah.
2 megabyte flash drive.
Maybe 2.5.
Oh,
So you need 3.5 inch floppies.
2 megabyte flash drive.
Do they exist?
No.
Is it AliExpress? Is it Wish.com? Is it?
Yeah, see, these are all 2 gigs.
minimum.
Yeah.
Wholesale 2 megabyte.
Instant memory. Right out.
4 gig.
Alibaba, AliExpress.
I need. You know what? I don't think you can buy a 2 megabyte.
No, I don't think they make them that small. I just don't.
Let me see. Does this count? Factory made. Nope, that's still 4 gigs. 30 megabytes.
This is going to be longer than the actual news segment. What have I done?
Listen,
what rabbit hole?
256 megabytes. That doesn't that sound just so cavernous? Yeah. I don't think it exists, man.
Like I said, I don't think you can purchase storage that cannot contain many thousand copies of the entire Atari 2600
You can
library.
still buy 3.5 inch floppy disks. They're not cheap.
Can you plug them into your phone?
No.
Okay.
Then again, I can't plug in one of those flash drives onto my phone either.
Sure you can. You just need some effort, some elbow grease. I believe in you, Pedro. I do not doubt that you can plug that USB stick.
I don't
into
think
your
I've
phone.
seen anything that's small either. Smallest flash drive I've ever had was 128 megs. So
I do like the assorted pile of flash drives there. Just like pick one. Just fucking pick one.
You get one of them.
35211.
Yeah, just pick a color. Just circle the one on the photo that you want. Send me a picture and I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So go buy your Atari Retrocade Game Station right now. Speaking of blocky graphics, let's talk about one of like the coolest games that have come out of the open source community.
Man,
yeah,
weirdly, strangely enough.
Yeah, you think voxels and you don't think pretty, but then like these guys put a shit ton of work into all of it. Valorant not 0.14 is out. It's got a bunch of new cool stuff. You can trade with your pets. They got new redwoods. They got new deadwoods. They got a new redwood model and new logs and stumps. Yeah, you can get some better Death Stranding compatibility. There's more bridges, and they actually have some reflection settings and some FSR type stuff for rendering it a higher resolution and downscaling, or rendering it a lower resolution and upscaling. So that's all neat. Not a super huge release this time around. There are some gameplay fixes and tweaks as well. But it's fucking Breath of the Minecraft, man. Look at this shit. It's
It's got a tax sheet, man, that you have to set on fire because sheep are nasty, man.
It has been improving nonstop.
Borealis.
And
Airships.
with the new graphical options and like the new shader that introduced for water reflections and whatnot, it looks really nice.
Man, compared to the Minecraft cow, holy shit. That's like an actual cow.
This thing, I poured one out for our friend Pedro as I loaded it up. It's got a launcher. It's called Airshipper. And immediately I just flew back on the mouse wheel for Pedro and like zoomed all the way out of the world. I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. Very performant. That initial startup takes a minute, like genuinely a full minute on the Threadripper. But yeah, I've not created an account, probably out of self-preservation. This is GPL 3. It is pretty, it is performant, and you can light sheeps on fire. Pixelated sheeps.
As open source games go, this one is shaping up to look very, very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever people talk about open source games, we get a lot of we get a lot of like Free Orion, Zero AD. But this is really, really pushing what open source graphics can do. Yeah,
it looks good and it plays well, and it's also Java. Hey,
couldn't be perfect.
2 out of 3, right?
Hey, it is what it is. Coming up next, we're gonna program in Java for you live on stream. Have fun with that. It's the Chairquisition.
Boop, boop, click.
Sent to the Shadow Realm. Oh no, did you lose a children's card game?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hey everybody, vote.linuxgamecast.com, Tide Podcast, coming in first for a potential show title, followed by Castlevania and The Last Crusade. Word.
Joe, it's the chair acquisition.
We
gotta acquire our chairs.
Damn you, Sub-Zero. On a floppy and 2 DVDs.
Yeah, I just the entire concept of like MK2 loaded with like malware just fucking tickles. It's the funniest shit ever to me. I don't know why. That's the vector that gets you, right? Like,
yep. I did it. I thought you were safe. You were wrong. There are consequences, man.
Okay, Joe, I'm curious. Why is the chair acquisition your favorite part of the show? Because I like it. But why is it your favorite? What is about the chair acquisition specifically that speaks to you?
He's just actually wearing that silly robe.
Okay, yeah, there's something to be said about forcing us to be
there's not layers
all
to
hot
it.
and bothered. If it's worth buying the game or not. Okay, yeah, I suppose valid.
Yes. Trying to figure out all the fucking timings on everything.
Hey, man.
Fuck this game. One point, I was getting into like the fucking decimals. I'm like, 2-2, 2-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, fuck that game. Fuck that game. In the ear.
Come on, you didn't like get a shiver sent down your spine how quickly you absorbed the syntax for the fucking game?
No.
I'll get into my software rant in the review problem.
I was like, I picked that up quick. I was like, wait, this isn't work. You don't need this. Then you do have clicky things though. You can drag and drop the fucking
Yeah.
command
Yeah,
structure.
You can drag commands
and
to
they got
swap
tab
places.
completion too. This is what I used to hit the tab button. So I guess tab completion.
I
They
use
got
the pinky.
You can step through it.
I don't use the only thing I use my pinky for is the enter key. I only type with these 3 fingers.
Pinky caps lock when I accidentally hit it.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
Shift
I use
control.
my pinky for tab and for shift.
See, I don't have LEDs on this keyboard. It doesn't have any lights on it, so I will not be paying attention, reading something else while I'm typing something, and look back, and I'm like half a paragraph in all caps.
I think part of this too is like playing shooters, right? Because like you got to have like these on the keyboard, and then this for like crouch, sprint.
Control shift.
Yeah.
What was it? It might have been something last week. He's like how naturally my hands just immediately like sneak over the WASD.
Yeah.
Thumb gets on the space bar. You're like, what? Oh.
What are we doing? Oh, right. I was
Doesn't happen
writing
for
an
me,
email.
though. My right hand does hover over the cursor keys because
You would. I'm surprised you're not a numpad warrior, honestly.
It's because of the key separation. Since I don't really have the fingers, so I mostly use my thumb to go through all of the cursor keys, and I just up or down and then scooch it to the left or to the right. So having that key separation means I don't hit anything by mistake.
See, when I was playing, like especially Quake 3 Arena, I played on the number pad because that you had strafe 0 and dot jump with enter, and you had WASD was 4, 6, 8, and also that's how Thresh played. I'm like, oh, I'm going to emulate the guy who's really good, and then I got old. I turned like 17.
When we're in the after show, random swee, feel free to ask the questions. I'll answer them as they come. Sure.
No, Pedro, I want to have a private talk. Just go in here.
I want to tell you some stuff. I'll whisper into your ears.
Yes, whisper sweet nothings to me.
Let me slide in those DMs, Pedro. That's all I fucking hear when people say shit. It's like, hey man, can we have like a one-on-one?
Sup, baby? How's it going? Let me get them digits.
Basically, when that bit in the middle there says after show instead of intermission, ask away.
Always happy to answer questions. And if you're a Twitch sub or a patron, you can pop into our. We'll have audio up in the after shows.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can ask your questions
Yeah,
live.
I'm always open. I think Pedro is too. So is Jordan. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you have a question, ask it.
If you got a problem, Pedro will solve it. Check out the hook while the DJ revolves it.
I know I'm white, but
Ice, baby.
I actually need some more tea. I'll be right back.
I should get some more tea, but I'm not being.
I still have fluid in this bottle.
Fuck
Okay.
yes. I got fluid in the 2-liter. Yeah, Joe. Joe, thank you for reminding me about that bullshit parade because I could have driven because I normally go to the grocery, but sometimes I'll just stop by Whole Foods in Atlanta on the way home. I was thinking about I'm glad I didn't get caught in that nonsense.
Well, I mean, when he asked, I'm like, I don't know. Vin doesn't strike me as the likes to be around crowds of people sort.
Oh, I like getting out and about doing that. Like Twilight, when they do the bike races, I like doing it at night. Shockingly enough, but
Despite the blindness.
Oh, I don't Uber, baby.
What?
Uber.
Uber. Oh.
Yeah, I'll drive at night.
So you don't like do the bike races at night?
No, you watch the bike race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they like block off downtown Athens.
Okay.
It's pretty fun.
Okay. So yeah, I grok that as like, oh, you actually like get on a bike and race.
I would. I'd wreck, but I would.
And okay, and motorcycles or like foot pedal bicycles, I guess is the. I'm gonna assume motorcycles, but I don't know what kind of shit.
I got rid of my motorcycle when I was a teenager, man.
Yeah. No, it's like they block off the street for like bicycle races. They get a little hardcore. They joust. They yeah.
No, crowds do not bother me.
Not a fan of them.
I mean, I'm not like, I don't have an opinion on them really, though. I'm just like, whatever.
I'm like very claustrophobic, so anything that like closes me in, no bueno.
I just like, you know, check everybody's like hair patterns and stuff. I'm like, hey, what's up? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my generation grew up in malls, man. It was always crowded. You didn't have an option. Arcades, bunch of dirty ass kids.
Yep.
Smashed up in that business.
Well, it's like I don't mind going to like concerts and stuff, but it's usually like there's something else that overrides my dislike of crowds. I'm usually there for another thing, and I can tolerate the crowd being there.
Now, to that, I don't seek out crowds, but I don't think anybody really. Well, I guess some people have to, right?
Why do you think there's like a where do you get that idea, Joe? Can I get by Spanish in Toronto only? What?
What? You said people can ask questions. That's a question.
I suppose that is. I don't have an answer for you, Joe. I don't.
What is the language breakdown? I'm guessing like 94% English.
Something like, you know what? Pretty high percentage of like Mandarin and Korean speakers.
Yeah.
Just
I was going
like,
to say, yeah, that was probably going to kick in like 12%, something like that.
Yeah, like a lot of Russian, Ukrainian immigrants. So, lots of Portuguese people. Lots of not Portuguese, Brazilians. Lots of Brazilian folks are moving up to Toronto too.
Toronto's expensive, oh man. Is there any like low rent places in Toronto?
I mean, you have to go like outside of Toronto proper into like the other like
the burbs.
Into the burbs. Joe, that's just because Spanish is a cool language that I like to use sometimes. I mean, if technically I should be speaking Portuguese.
I was going to say like your dad speaks Portuguese.
Of Brazilian ancestry.
Yeah, most of my family is either fluent in Hebrew or Portuguese. So if anything, I should be speaking those. But I speak neither.
I walk my own path, man.
It's all right though, because I can like. I know a bunch of programming languages, and they don't, and those are about as good as real languages, right?
Right. All right. See,
Right there with you, Atomic. I just need good internet connection in the woods.
There's that, and I want a grocery within walking distance. So I want my isolated compound, but I also want
Yeah, the one you can just walk to or drive.
I'm the only
5 minutes.
customer, apparently. I don't know why it's out here in the middle of nowhere, but there it is.
Yeah. There's not even a human behind the counter. It's just it's just Frank.
It's just the Amazon self-service shop.
Okay, I wouldn't one of those. And that dude, you've never felt like you were getting away with some shit.
There's one of the times SNL hit in recent memory was they did a bit about like the self-serve ambulance on things. All the black folks are like, "This is a trap, right?" It's like, no, you just no, this is a trap. I'm leaving the money on the counter. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. They don't have those here.
I think it's a US only thing for now.
Yeah, that would be so fucking weird though.
No, Let's see. Well, the easiest one. Well, not the easiest one to get to. It's on the wrong coast for you guys. But there's one in Seattle on right on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
And it's fucking weird, man. That's all it is. Because what do you want to do? You want to snatch and grab. Like,
Yeah.
snatch, grab and run.
But they have it all covered. Yeah.
No, I mean, knowing that you're going to pay for it, but I
Yeah.
want the experience of like,
Just like booking it, like just knock
booking,
over.
coming to a stop, pulling out, making sure I got charged for it, be like, all right, maybe walk back in, see if I can get it back.
Oh man, see that would be funny. Is like we're gonna race to see how fast it is to recognize things. So if we can actually shoplift, if we can get in and out in under 15 seconds, will it flag the thing?
Oh man. That was like you get a discount if you can get in and out in a certain amount of time. Gamify it. That's immediately where my brain goes.
People start coming up with speedrunning strats and doing videos on YouTube of how to speedrun the Amazon self-service shop.
I would just love IRL speedruns that just turn out to be crimes. It's just a YouTube channel of like IRL speedruns. It's like, if you don't actually stop at the traffic lights, you can save a shit ton of time.
Those are called life hacks because
Yeah.
you're literally putting a hatchet to your life. It ends right there. Oh, well, thank you very much, PT Dave, for the 15-month resub.
Yeah, IRL speedruns. Yeah.
Yep. This is a great subreddit if you're unfamiliar with it. I'm very cautious. Yeah, you know what? You just go check it out on yourself.
Yeah. It's either going to be like super fascinating or like super train wrecky, and there's no in between.
Well, I mean, there's difficulty Florida, right? These guys like we had a red light in Florida.
Yeah, Steve, get me some tacos. I'm hungry.
Tacos.
Steve, we're hungry. Steve, wake up. Drive us to Taco Bell. We're too high to
People
drive.
at the drive-thru were mean and didn't want our money.
That's because you didn't bring your car door with you.
Yeah, it's the cardboard cutout of one.
See, Steve, you're truly a saint. I would.
He is. Steve is too good for all of us. I have no idea why he tolerates any of our shit.
I mean, I would have done it, but it would have been like, we're stopping by the ATM first, buddy. You might want to call up Uber. PT Dave, thank you for the reset. Okay, yeah, let me get something to drink, and we will tell you that bots are in fact
Very stupid.
quite terribly so.
They're not stupid. They're bots. You need to tell them what to do.
No, it's computer's fault.
Computers are great because they do everything you say. Computers are terrible because they do exactly what you say.
And only what you say.
Yep. Hold on, if I give Strider a piggyback ride through the drive-thru, and I just make car noises, I go like.
I think you need to be on a unicycle.
What if I'm
carrying
all
Strider?
What if I'm on all fours, like a horsey? Nay. What kind of car is this? It's the Steam Linux.
Yeah, no, that was the one question that didn't come up last week. What if you're on a horse? Can you go
I'm
through
on
the
a horse.
drive-thru on a horse? I don't know. Has anyone tried people who live out in the country? Can you go through like fast food place on a horse? Genuine question. Mir says, if he remembers correctly, yes. All right, cool. That's yeah. If you're gonna go to LA, might as well meet up with all of the locals. You have one thing in common. You'll like to watch three idiots on the internet shout about Linux gaming.
I have a monopoly on Steve. He's mine. He's my husband now. Oh, fuck. Oh, there we go. Crack.
That's usually when I get up, and my back just goes. Oh, hello.
I can't. See, my problem is I've already done that part. There's the other stuff that is jammed that needs to be uncracked.
Scoliosis.
I got some scoliosis, but everyone does.
Yeah. Basically, no one sits upright properly.
well, that and like spines aren't like perfectly like aligned anyways. Like there's a ton of natural variation. Yeah. And again, like
naughty, Steve.
And it's like, yeah, you get people like Usain Bolt who have like severe scoliosis but are like the fastest people, right? Or there's some powerlifter. He's got like 1,000-pound squat and he has like really bad scoliosis too. Like, your body's resilient. It can adapt. Oh, speaking of, I forgot. I don't have the link for it. Pedro, there's a guy who's like 3D printing like fingers.
Yeah, I've seen those. But they require like at least the bottom phalanges of the finger in order to actuate the full motion. So yeah, I've kept an eye on like all of the prosthetic hands and things, and right now there was one that was kind of nice, but it ended up basically not being suitable because that's for people who have like almost completely lost their hand entirely. Yep. So it basically works. They just tie something around the back here, and you can control the contractions of the fingers with your biceps.
Oh, you can do that with a spider if you quit stepping on it.
But yeah, no, it is. For my right hand, it doesn't work right now, but hopefully at some point in the future, someone will figure out something that actually works.
Here's what I want, ladies and gentlemen. I want an electric kettle that takes 240.
You just want really quick boiled water?
Yes.
Just imported from the UK or the EU.
I thought you were going to say imported in Python, import boiled water.
Literally all of the ones here are 240.
How many amps, though?
I can tell you my one is 1500 watts, so you can do the math on that one.
The fuck I can, not at 1118.
What the fuck do you think this is?
I'm
Linux
doing good
Mapcast?
to complete sentence.
I find 1500
yeah, we're already running a little long as it is. So.
6.25 amps.
Oh. So I guess I'll go first.
All right, we'll just go down the list.
All right.
HUD.
If you're just tuning in, not a cult, probably.
I mean, we meet most of the requirements.
If we can get tax exempt status, then we're not a cult. We're a religion.
Yes.
Yeah, but see, I don't even know. Like, Scientology only pulled that off because they had everyone like clog up the IRS office. That was fascinating how they pulled it. They basically beat the IRS down into a truce.
John Oliver successfully registered last week tonight as a religion.
Yeah,
because that met all the requirements.
Then you're talking about Operation Snow White, right?
What?
The
I don't know what the fucking nerd name is for it. I'm talking
for
about
the Scientology one,
where they faxed the clock.
Yeah, that was Project Snow White. They actually had like they got people like hired in the IRS to like do shit for them too. It was crazy.
Internal lobbying, yeah.
No, not internal lobbying. It is just, hey, we're the guys who like
actual plans. Okay, all right.
Yeah, like actual plans, like actual people working in the IRS.
Right.
We're also working for David Miscavige.
All right, Captain, my captain. Let's. Boom. Let's not say anything bad, or Tom Cruise will try to eat you when you go to sleep tonight.
He can try.
Just in time for an unspecified error. There we go. God damn it. Listen, I can click this button all day. That's what I thought.
Task failed successfully.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, time for the Jacquisition, where we take a look at a game each and every week. We got about 3 minutes apiece to say our piece on it, and we're going to try to do that for your entertainment and possibly education. Kicking off in 3, 2.
Beep boop, beep boop. We're back to the Jacquisition this week. This week we're following the Jacquisition as we do every week. We take a game, run it on 3 different Linux distributions on 3 different sets of hardware, and then give it a highly robotic and precise computational score based on lawn chairs. 1 chair means that it's awful. 4 chairs means that it's fucking great. This week we're taking a look at Bots Are Stupid, developed by Leander Edler Goya? I don't know.
Bless you.
Done on .NET Core 2/monogame. You can pick it up for about $12.99 US. What is it? An ultra-precise 2D platformer where you give robots instructions instead of directly controlling them. Master the campaign levels or create and share their own. We gotta thank Arthurian, our Patreon and executive producer, who bought us this game because he knew that something would happen.
I mean, to very, very lightly paraphrase it, it was like, this looks like a pain in the ass. Here you go.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to spoil the experience for the people. But let's get into it. How's this game run on Debian?
Ah, man. Debian Bookworm. It doesn't launch out of the box. Stay tuned for more of that from everybody. This is something that's been a problem since before the holidays, and we just kind of sat back, relaxed, waited, like, maybe it's going to get fixed. Community's like, psst, by the way, here's an easy way to fix that. Still hasn't been addressed. Granted, it is an easy fix. And, in all fairness, it does list the system requirement as Ubuntu 16.04, but it does have that plus on it. No, I'm just saying, no controller support out of the box. But you could get away using this with a touchscreen. I didn't have a touchscreen, which is probably for the best. And keybs and a gerbil, no problem. That's how you're going to play it anyway. 20 go to bullshit is kind of the game with this. But I had to look at this through the right lens, everyone, because I immediately think to myself, how Kerbal Space Program is for the kids that are too clever for Minecraft, right? Those are the ones that you give the Kerbal Space Program to. And, so this is, as following the trail of bad analogies, this is like Super Meat Boy for the smart kids. That's a good way to think about it, man. And I grew up with stuff like this. I grew up with Logo. I grew up with a little green turtle bouncing around on a screen on an old Apple IIe. So this kind of hits me in those nostalgia feels just a little bit. Kind of does. I'm like, oh man, I really wish we had something like this back in the day. For those 5-year-olds, belligerent little children that we were. But yeah, I just threw your game into the edutainment category. Software developer, game designers, deal with it. Haha. Does it teach programming though? Nope, doesn't. But you know what? Neither did Logo. It didn't. It does give you a syntax to control your little robot and, several A to B challenges and a bunch of wiggly stuff in between. It's a good way to introduce the concept of debugging to someone, like in primary school, or just somebody who still runs Windows 7 in general. Might still have a struggle with it a bit. It does teach you about optimization. And I'm down with the puzzles. I don't like anything that it's going to teach basic problem solving, but there is zero chance of our crowd playing this for fun. This just smells too much like work. Has too many whiffs of like, I don't know. And at $12.99, I gotta see this, man. It's priced to sell. It includes level builder along with online letterboards. I want to give it like 1.5 cheers. Just like there's some potential here, but part of that potential is making sure it launches on something, and it doesn't out of the box. So I would say 1 cheer. There's room. There's definitely a 2 in here. You got some edutainment software. I liked it more than these two, but I don't have to deal with it day in and day out anymore. Jordan, how about you, babe?
Yeah, here's the thing. So we used to be a lot more forgiving about like games not running out of the box. Linux was sort of this niche operating system. There wasn't a lot of support, and if you could get it up and running reasonably easily, then it wasn't as bad. But in the era of current year, 2023, I think, 2023. It's not 2024. I didn't black out and lose a year. We're good.
Seems legit.
It's very possible. I have no fucking idea anymore. But yeah, in 2023, the Steam Deck exists. There's a lot of competition. There are a lot of puzzle games out there. There are a lot of games in general that just run out of the box. And if you cannot accomplish that now, then you're going to get panned because the standards have moved on. We can't be as generous anymore because now there's just so much game out there.
And Valve isn't being generous either.
No, they're not. They're just like listing games as not functional. So that aside, Pedro will get into how to actually get this to run, but it does not run out of the box on Fedora 3564-bit with the R930 or 3764-bit with the R9 3700X and the 3900X. God damn it, I can't do numbers anymore. And the GTX 1080 Ti. So once your magical .NET environment variable gets set, though, it runs. There's no graphical options other than drag your own windowed mode resolution. There is a soundtrack.
Pedro, that's going to error out 14. It's I hate this game now.
Yeah, right. Dude, I fucking hate life. The game. So graphical options, blah blah. Soundtrack, mildly inoffensive. Not really what I listen to when I program. Usually, there's a lot more blast beats and screaming. The controls are Mavis Bacon teaches controls. Fun-wise, this is baby's first task, tool-assisted speedrun. And, the thing about tasks is they're really fun to watch. The Brain Age one is one of my favorites because you can literally like, what's 2 + 2? Here's a picture of a duck. Correct. That kind of shit is like amazing to me. But the thing about tasks is that they're great to watch, but the actual creation of them is pretty niche. You got to be someone who's like really into digging into the guts of the program, really getting to know how things work and really understanding the timing. Actually doing so, the people who actually do these tasks, they have a pretty niche community. I'm not going to call them insular, but they are where they are. And there's a reason that it hasn't expanded as much because, the desire to do this kind of stuff is limited and the ability to do this stuff is kind of limited. The gameplay itself here is pretty much trial and error. I'm sure after long stretches of time, you can see through the matrix and you'll be able to like understand the timings and all that crap. But at least at the start, it's very much debugging 101. And as someone who has to debug software, you start asking for things that modern debuggers have, like the ability to step through and set breakpoints. But then you realize if you do that, then the challenge of this game evaporates because really what it's doing is figure something out, wait until it finishes and see if you did it right. This is where the actual length of the gameplay comes from. And again, it just causes, and that's the rub. As someone who has to deal with this kind of crap for a living, this isn't my definition of fun. This is me fighting with Amazon OpenSearch because I need to find the magical combination of instances that exist in the CA Central region that are available in every other region, but not Canada because fuck you. Again, completely aside. These are the kind of emotions that it brings up. And like Ven says, if you're a young child, if you're someone who doesn't program, this might hit for you. This might be like, oh, I get this. This is exactly how I like to engage with my computer programs. But for me, I can't do that. And combined with the technical issues, I really got to give it 1 share. No good.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. So, as Ven and Jordan both alluded to, this game does not launch out of the box on either my desktop or the Steam Deck. And that hasn't happened in a while. If you add an environment variable .NET _system _globalization _ invariant = 1, it disables the global invariation. That's what .NET Core 2.0 calls the fact that the game runs in a self-contained fashion without actually expecting you to have a .NET environment set. There'll be a link in the in this portion of the notes if you want to look exactly at what that does. But yeah, I guess this isn't exactly the type of game that people would be playing on the Steam Deck given the lack of a physical keyboard. Yeah, touchscreen, but you really want a keyboard for this one. It is still pretty naughty to have a native Linux game that does not run properly on SteamOS, though Valve shares some of the blame on that because they still haven't released the ISO for SteamOS 3. But after all that, I mean, it's a fairly bare bones programming game. You know, there's an option. There's actually one of the levels that the game says that the internal clock is set to 200 FPS, but the game itself is not locked to 200 FPS. So you get anywhere from 400 to 1,000 FPS without an option to lock it without using, say, GameScope or Mango HUD. The visuals are okay, and the soundtrack wasn't terrible. It got real repetitive real quickly, but yeah. As for the fun, no, it wasn't fun. I hate programming, and I'm not going to bother learning your game's programming syntax and flags because I never intend to start it back up again. You can absolutely, the primary gameplay loop is to code or script and watch to see what happens, then rinse repeat until you have something that works. You can absolutely go back and optimize for either time to complete the level or the script length, but I don't want to do it at all. There's nothing wrong with the actual game other than it doesn't start unless you put in some launch codes, which I guess is, apt enough. But I hate the subject matter and the trial and error gameplay based on my hatred of programming, and just brute forcing my way to the next level is probably not helping. So for me, it gets one chair.
Yeah. Did any of you ever, like, at any point get a chance to feel like you're starting to see through the Matrix, or did it always just keep being like a trial and error?
I kept looking at this as an educational thing for like elementary school. Like I only saw this through as having to put that damn disc in that Apple II when I was like 5 years old. That turbo, little triangle coming up and moving that, and I was like, this is so much cooler than that was.
The physics are a lot more accurate too.
Well, I mean, there is a game there, and that's what I'm saying. It's that's why I want to call it like edutainment. It's a hard sell as just a strict entertainment title, because the type of people who would be good-ish at this are not necessarily the type of people that wants to play this unless like you're broken as a human being.
Yeah, unless for whatever reason this hits. And like, yeah, I don't think if you're
if
programming
or scripting's your jam,
as
absolutely.
a voyeuristic thing, like I've not had a horrible time sitting here judging Pedro as he's stepping his way through this. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever done it that way. Backseating.
Yeah, but I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier about, like, it's fun to watch. It's not fun to do.
Right. It could make for some interesting challenges. So,
yeah,
can you like a 3-way of like who can complete, and it's got its own level editor built into it, and it's got online letterboards. So,
not lazy, but like really, it's just a reflection of like, yeah, we don't find the game particularly.
Yeah,
fun.
it's not a bad game. It's just, we don't enjoy it, and you made the fairly egregious mistake of the game not launching.
Whatever, Linux nerd, give me your money.
Yeah, indeed. Coming up next, give us your money, or I'll steal your lunch. I don't know.
Your money.
Hate mail.
Give me that money.
Listen, you got to eat that entire roll of nickels for lunch. Up next.
What the fuck do you get a roll of nickels for?
I don't know. Eating lunch?
Like, I'm over here asking the hard questions.
Deficiency.
Well, no, I'm thinking about it like a roll of quarters. Okay, you're going to fuck somebody up. A, B.
Yes.
Laundry. C, you're going to the pool hall.
The pool hall?
Yeah, pool hall.
Oh,
for billiards?
Pool, yes, not pool as in swimming pool.
No. Well, I mean, there's like the the good billiards hole where you just do the prepay, but there's the fun one where the addicts are hanging out, like the one where you can people watch. Those all take quarters. Yeah, a roll of nickels. The fuck do you do with that? Where are you going with that roll of nickels, man? You're sus as hell. If I see you with a roll of nickels.
Yeah, generally you're either getting the roll of nickels because you work at you're a cashier and you need to get change, or you are a cashier and you are rolling up all the nickels that you have got at the end of your shift.
Things you don't see in Canada. Rolls of pennies.
Not anymore.
Yeah, no.
I still have a shit ton of pennies somewhere, actually.
Have they went up in value?
No, I'm not. I'm not hoarding them. It is simply, well, I guess I am hoarding them, but it's less so for purpose and more because, like, I remember, like, I used to just, like, collect and roll change and would go to the bank and like, drop it off. Yeah, and I just had leftover pennies, and I didn't roll them and drop them off at the bank in time, so now I just have them.
The spot price, the metal spot price for older pennies in the United States when they were just copper was like 3 cents, but now they have so much zinc in them, they're not.
Yeah, it's all zinc and tin. It's minimal copper, just for the color. Yeah, because that's just valuable now.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, older pennies were always good if you had loose terminals on your batteries.
Yeah.
For your automobile, you could bend it and like tap it in there. You didn't have to worry about it. It was good. Life hacks.
Let's just all go to Strider's house, uninvited.
Boy, North Ranger and Scott and Lennox Neuro. Okay. We need to get some votes in on this, man. Vote.
Yeah, need some tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So Chuck E. Cheese robots. Indiana won reasonably easily.
I'll give Damn You Sub-Zero a vote. I like Tide Podcast.
I do too.
Yeah, Tide Podcast is pretty good.
It's all the sweeter knowing what the Tide Podcast is too. It's like, no, it's about the Tide.
Yeah, it's about today in digital education.
Yeah. But we need to do one about like the sea tide. While eating Tide Pod.
The tides in the motion of your ocean.
Like, so here's the thing though. Why hasn't anyone like made edible Tide Pods yet?
You see, this is what I want to do. I want to do one about the actual ocean tide. I want to do a round table, but we're gonna have like candy in the shape of Tide Pods in a bowl in the middle.
Just snacking on
as
them.
we're casually discussing, fluid dynamics and gravitational pull.
And the moon, yeah.
Yeah, the Tide Podcast.
The Tide Podcast, yeah. And then we talk about the North Carolina football team for a little bit.
Roll Tide?
Roll Tide.
That's Alabama, I believe.
Is it? Okay.
Roll Tide, Bama. I think it's Tide, yes. We'll find out in a minute.
Yeah, I genuinely don't fucking know, so someone please correct me. People get really mad when they get corrected, and it's like, no, I don't like being wrong. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Correct me. Yes, I'm going to talk out of my ass every now and then. Correct me.
Nerds get like that. It doesn't matter if they're sports nerds or it's like actually, you get actually from that crowd too. I'm like, yeah, thanks, man. That's cool.
But I didn't know that, and it's always like, okay, that's gonna like sit in my brain for years until like one day it's gonna be like I'm gonna be at trivia and be like, oh, I know this.
And you're sitting there going, today's the day, huh? Yeah. All right. Yeah, how many times have you had to start that off with like, yo, motherfuckers ain't gonna believe this? But I happen to know.
Yeah, turns out I actually know this. Yeah, this came up. So
we were having this conversation.
Yep.
Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide. That's.
What about Vermintide?
Oh, you play some Vermintide?
Oh, Vermintide. It's Left 4 Dead, but with rat people.
Crimson Tide.
Oh, Crimson Tide is just Vermintide, but all the Skaven are dressed in red.
Gene Hackman, Denzel Washington. Okay, all right. Solid cast.
Hackman.
Hackman. Viggo Mortensen's in it. Okay, all right.
Some
Steve's
Aragorn
on.
action. All right.
Steve's on. Those are the only names I know.
No.
I had
so
newfound
weird.
respect for Viggo Mortensen when he gave an interview for Portuguese television, and he did the whole thing in Portuguese. It's like, oh.
Did you do it in Portuguese, or did you do it in Portuguese?
It sounded like Portuguese with American accent, but perfectly perceptible.
Vigo's one of those like weird guys. Like you hear people from like the Lord of the Rings set talking about him, and it's like, oh yeah, he's like the sword trainer's like he's the most natural fucking swordsman I've ever met, and like he bonds with the horses. Like he's like actually he's actually Aragorn. They just like yeah.
He's refusing to eat soup.
Yeah. Actually, apparently, he adopted a bunch of the horses from Lord of the Rings after they finished filming. Like, it's so weird. If I see him in like a non-history of violence or Lord of the Rings context, it's like, what are you doing here? If you're not like all scruffy and have a sword or naked and beating the shit out of people in a sauna, I don't know you.
What was the... I'd never find it. It'd take too long. Like the DM... It was like the Twitter back and forths between him and... what was it? I don't know if it's Gladriel or what was Keebler Rolfcheck.
Arwen?
Arwen. What is it? A-R-A-G-O-N? Aragon?
Aragorn.
A-R-A-G-O-R-N, right?
Yeah, Aragorn.
G-O-R-N, yes.
Goran.
Damn. Never mind.
BRB.
I'm running out of cares. Oh no. I give a fucking meter's dropping below zero, Captain. I saw something
It's not Tuesday. Technically Sunday.
saw something that reminded me of Steve. I don't know why. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see Steve breaking one of those up.
Mm-hmm. Actually building one himself. Very clever framing of the shot too. It's like, that's where this pedal came from.
And in case anybody ever wants to play with big boy electricity, that's a fuse.
Oh, I saw someone had like a 50,000 volt fuse or something crazy like that. 24,000 volts, yeah.
Well, that pops, you got other problems.
Uh-huh. 43 amps in. All right, okay, that'll put some juice out. Yeah.
Out of context, Joseph's like, I'm talking about WAF tomorrow. Like, oh, that's nice of you, man. Right on.
First question is, what did you do?
We got in trouble about something, man. I don't remember. About a trip to LA. Oh, man, she'll love it. Be like, hey, you mind if I take a trip? Go hang out with my internet friends in LA?
Let's see. Random sweet. Yes, you can. Here. Yes, I know. Oh, okay. That's my Discord username.
Good luck.
And yes, the upside down T is important.
This is it. Yeah, we're just checking to see if you're human.
And yes, my Discord number after the cardinal sign is 0123. I was surprised and pleased with that. My admittedly very minimal ADD was very, very pleased with that.
So everyone's familiar with No, I didn't have any damages. Everyone knows what a mind flare is, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, Stranger Things Mind Flayer or D&D Mind Flayer?
I think one of these.
Yep.
D&D Mind Flayer, yep.
Ah, yes, true. That's why you want this. That's why you want the low end builds. Dodge the Mind Flayer tentacle. Brain can dodge. Yeah, it's true.
Well, that was in one of the Drizzt books. One of those series, like where the wizards move their brains into their ass. They did. So they could, hack, not get mind fucked by the tentacles. They're like this. They spent a whole chapter like this is going to be really complex and all that. And like
I haven't read some of the recent ones, so that may.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there's like three of them. It was like one of their master plans was to move their brains into their ass, so they could be affected. And they're like, oh, it kind of tickles. Not the brain being in the ass.
I still, brain can dodge.
Do you think you could like lean into that as a valid strat during a game?
I have straight up done the thing where the powerful psychic monster cannot see the stupid characters because they are too stupid. Yeah,
oh, no.
I've done that where it's just like, no, you don't even register to them because like you register as like a rock to them or something like yeah yeah, they're not paying attention to you. You can go do whatever the fuck you want. Like you might not be able
to have 8 wisdom and 8 intelligence.
No, I listen. If someone wants to be like, no, I'm gonna rock the low int builds. Yeah, I rolled that 3 for my int, and I'm keeping the character. It's like, okay, well, it's not going to be useful all the time, but some of the time, you know, the one situation we're having the tiny agile brain. Yeah, no, I'm absolutely down for that shit.
All right.
Brain can dodge.
All right, let's go ahead and dodge right into
I'm actually gonna go share that with my TT group.
You're welcome. I'll just
Thank you. Yeah. There we go. Here we go.
You just get a bunch of like, no.
Yeah. There we go.
Record? What? No. Record. Yeah. Extra record. And now I'm going to keep it on, Joe.
my one gripe with this picture is that the tentacle isn't going up the nose. That's what they do. They go up the snoot.
All right.
Just like my dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, hate mail segment, brain dodging, good time coming up in 3, 2.
Are you a mind flayer? Because if you are, well,
no,
then...
baby, I'm a new product from Blamco called Mind Hair. Remove all the hair out of your brain and shove this up your nose. It's gonna
listen, if you make more than $750,000 a year, Wizards wants your Mind Flayer bucks.
Well, they might have.
Do you think you could have like a
retracted
tiny
that
tax
little
evasion
bit.
brain?
little tax brain. I mean that's been my strategy my entire life. So little tiny tax brain can't be booked for tax evasion if I don't know what the rules are.
Even if you can't read minds, you can absolutely share with us a piece of yours. We don't have a P.O. box, so you'll have to use the contact form on linuxgamecast.com. I don't know how you're going to send an actual piece of your brain.
You can send us an NFT of your brain.
You absolutely can. Good luck with that. Make sure to pick LGC Weekly as the show that you want to send your hate mail to, and we will feature your message right here, right now.
All right.
And apparently we did something right because.
Okay. Yeah. You see what happened is Pedro, as Pedro does, he's had to go talk some mad shit. Some mad shit. Spit fire all over a guy's project, man. Uncalled for no reason, unprovoked.
I was very deliberate in my comments that, okay, if you're in a constrained scenario, why the hell are you using LXQT?
Let's talk about Doncula, Don Luca, not so Don Luca says, "Hey, Don Luca here, not Doncula. Looks like you found my pet project running Debian on PS Classic : bracket. Conky is a necessary evil because there's no swap space and limited SO, especially for the RAM limit, because you must always have an eye open on RAM usage on Conky to make sure you don't go over the limit, or you'll have to reboot because some apps will close, stuff will end up being messed up, etc. As for LXQT, I wanted to give a newbie-friendly environment for people testing this out. Having complete desktop environment is great. If I had to do this for power users, I just use Alpine Linux with Wayland and Weston, so we kind of have GPU hardware acceleration as well.
Yeah, what I said was use LXDE instead, or OpenBox, but yeah, OpenBox we get into Wayland and Weston territory for the very minimal approach. But yeah, LXDE is a lot more memory, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Intensive?
No,
hungry?
The other one.
Sexy.
the other way.
Floppy.
Less memory intensive?
Undulating.
Less memory intensive,
I like
sure.
that word. Let's use undulating.
Dynamic undulating memory?
But yeah, you remove the QT
Yeah.
bits
What,
from
you
the
don't use
LX.
dumps?
I
have a lot
dumps
more
all the
RAM
time.
I got double dumb rate.
That's what DDR is, dum-dum RAM.
Efficient, that's the word I was looking for. Is a lot more memory efficient. Fuck.
Yeah, it looks like someone has some dum-dum RAM.
Undulate.
Yes. But yeah, no, the whole not
Just
having
some
swap,
kinky ass Darlac. It's like undulate.
limited space, yeah, that does make a point for Conky, but even then, you should probably minimize that Conky config to just show the RAM instead of everything.
Still gonna tell you you're doing it wrong, bro. There's no point.
I mean, you could get a little extra judicious with the out of memory killer if you wanted to go that route as well. Doing Alpine Linux, I get why that would be you would think about doing that because small file size and everything. But yeah, you're talking about compatibility issues. Going with a Moozle-based distribution is just going to introduce nothing but more. I don't know though. It's whatever's on the PS Classic. So,
And I mean, this all like boils down to like, when we were first talking about this, he's like, I just did this because I was bored and I wanted to see if I could.
Yeah.
It's not even supported anymore.
Yeah. I'm still going to pick at the nits if I see them.
Fix it, because like even on the GitHub page, he's like, I'm not fucking fixing any of this. By the way,
yeah,
it is as it is. This is for historical purposes only.
Be glad that Sony let you install Linux on one of their consoles still.
And hasn't retracted it. Like they did with the PS3.
Yeah, but they learned. They learned. They went oopsie doodle. I think it was, what did extra credits say, Pedro?
Do not tango with the kind of people who would install Linux on their PS3s. You will lose.
True words have never been spoken. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wind us down for this evening. If you want to get in touch with me, just head over to Vinstone at Twitter. I'm doing that thing. If you like the federated timeline stuff, we got one of those, mass.linuxgamecast.com. I'm just at Vin there. I'm always in our Discord, which means that I'm in our IRC, which means that I'm in our Twitch chat. All that's linked together. It's brilliant. Come hang out with me and the rest of my filthy casuals on Tuesdays and Fridays for some retro racing action with Trackmania Squared. We'd love to have you in there as well. Any other thoughts, hints, allegations? Send them my way. Up next, we got this fine upstanding cannibal.
If you have a superior dodgy brain, you can follow me on Twitter at The Burning Fool, on Mastodon at Frojo, at mass.linuxgamecast.com, or twitch.tv/burningfool.
Yeah, apparently my brain at some point tonight dodged way too far onto my skull, and now it don't work no more. If you'd like
Did
to
you
tell
use
me,
power attack?
yeah, it was uncanny dodged right into the back of my skull.
Oh no, it sounds like it was can dodge.
But no, you can find me on Twitter, more evidence of brain damage, at unaccounted4, or you can scroll back up in the, or look through the thing in the full whatever to find my Discord username. You'll figure it out. You're smart, right?
Just say Pedro. You don't have to add reply him in our Discord, man.
Just Pedro.
Yeah, it's like, it's Control F.
He just Google searches the word Pedro.
It does. Hey, let's Google search
I get a lot of
credits.
Pedro Pascal. The best Pedro.
That's just how you go through life. You just push the buttons. It's time for the credits.
I want a big red button that says push lightly, and it blinks.
All right. Well, add it to the wish list. We got to thank our advisors, Omegas and Arthur, and we got to thank our executive producers.
Oh, shit,
Scrolling
we got
slowly,
new
Bob
people.
Rhymes, Scott Michaud, Tomacast, Mike G, Mike T, Drummer, Kawaku, George Pibble, Tomasz Unoid, Hakim, and George, our Chicago Kicks-Ass tier, which is just super death stoat right now. And we got Sea Monsters.
Renault, Rider X, Machina,
Justin.
Tragy, Vardanuda, Justin, Frostclaw, Noble
Joe,
David, Darkwing, System T, Benzine
Ogi-Wan.
Drill, Ogi-Wan.
Hey, look, we get some death notes too, man. These are the people like
Basil,
Chris.
Chad, Romeo,
Doctor,
Marcin, Renee, Leonardo, De
Cheese
Crisney,
Bacon,
Kim, Smashly G, Chris, Stephen Jones,
Alex.
Benjamin, Doom2.wad.
I said Alex twice.
Too many Alexes.
Dirty Dean, back. Gameatron, Dodgers, Anthros
Christopher.
Gaming, Rue, Turnover, Cheesy Bacon, Foxy,
Daniel.
Swine, Oil of Hope,
Ayrton.
Jalou, and Alex. And yes, I'm going
More
to keep
Alex.
saying Jalou. Jalou.
Alex. Sigreg.
Oh, hi, Johnny. How's your sex life?
And Belric. And Jonas Rulo.
Plenty
We got
of
our
fun
fuckers.
Yeah.
Carl, Mike, Arthur, Linux Nuru, Aldius Noctilus, John, Ishep, Gameotron, Unod.
You know it. That's right. Look,
Loop it, baby. Play it again.
play it again,
And again
Sam.
and again and again.
Fuckity bye. Dead fire, everyone. We'll see you next week.
I think that's the biggest crime of the Capaldi run is before he regenerated, he didn't say fuckity bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like, that is.
They addressed that like the first episode. Ooh, I'm Scottish. I can swear now. You're not gonna.
Scottish people don't swear. Not in any meaningful way that you can understand them. All right, if they're Scottish, no. You don't know if they're swearing or not.
Yeah, no idea if they're swearing or not.
You just roll with it. You just nod your head and you smile like, all right. You might pick out a word or two.
Usually if they point at something, that's what they're referring to.
I don't know, man. They might bite you.
I point at things that I'm going to bite sometimes, so checks out.
I consider that fair warning. Officer.
Indication of intent, premeditation.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
The procession.
What?
I
I
like
get partial
how-
credit on that. That was almost right.
Yeah, prestidigitation. that's the right word. Minor magic trick.
Thank you, Joe. Steve's home with Taco Bell.
Steve, why didn't you get me Taco Bell?
Dude,
I
Steve
asked.
went to Taco Bell out of what can only be described as spite.
No.
Steve's like, make me get up at 3 in the morning and get some Taco Bell. Because Steve talks just like that when no one's around. It's adorable. It's Pointy Jordan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I want somebody to find the original picture.
It's somewhere. It's on Flickr. A guy named Tien took that photo.
Dragon Ball Tien.
No, Vietnamese guy named Tien.
Because that is the up-res version with the artificially blurred background that I made in GIMP like 10 years ago.
Yep. Look at those man titties. Ooh. There is that fig.
That still looks like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lot more face.
Dude in the orange shirt though, man, he's changed.
I don't think I know who that person is. I think that was just like.
Well, you know what they say. Every picture is an older picture of you when you're older, right?
Yeah.
Or no, younger. I'm sorry.
Every picture is a picture of you when you're older. Sure thing, Dorian Gray.
Shut up. I just got to do it a show. I think tonight we're gonna play around in what do you guys want to do? You want to do the that one?
Sure, that one. Why not?
I'm going to post this one more time just because nobody's paid any attention to anything. This is Windows. It works with Proton, but there's a demo, and that is the most fucking Mega Drive game I've played since I played a game on the fucking Mega Drive. If you like Shinobi, it's pretty good.
Oh, man.
It's pretty
That
good.
Shinobi I played was on the PS2. That was a good one. That was hard, though. I mean, I guess all Shinobi games are hard. That's kind of their thing.
You know what? Let's just do Loco Soccer. How about that?
Yeah, sure. We'll do a couple rounds of that.
Yeah, that's easy enough. There you go. There's your fair warning. Go install Loco Soccer.
The Proton version. It has Linux native, but it's click the Proton button. Fuck, my brain doesn't work.
That's why I changed games, Pedro. I'm like, you know what? Let's just dial this down to something where we can wiggle. There we go.
Wiggle.
We don't have to think too much when we play. We'll do about 30 minutes in the after shows, and we ain't gonna keep nobody up too late tonight.
5:30 a.m. is not late.
You should have went to bed earlier. Took a nap. Play against bot or solo. I don't have after games mapped. I'm out of buttons. That's why I don't. Let me get on the after shows and books. Am I online? Probably not.
Am I alive?
Neither am I.
I have a incoming friend request from The Killing Vodak with no mutual friends in common.
Yeah, those usually sit there for a while.
Right? I'll throw those out on the live stream. Like, yo, is that like an alt name? Because it'll be like fucking Greg, right? And it was like, oh, no, that's my name. Like, oh, you got to tell motherfuckers this thing, you know? Like,
Sometimes I'll look through their previous Steam names history. It's like, I recognize any of those names? No.
oh, I'm not. I don't even know how to do that. Like, I assume you're telling the true truths, but I have no idea. I would have to Google that.
There's a little arrow next to
La
their
la
name
la
in the
la
profile.
la 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 la.
Oh, there we go. Naked Horse Barbie.
NHB? Oh yeah, man. You get a couple of drinks and Steve, you'll break NHB.
You down with NHB? I don't think I've been in the same room as the Horse Barbie. I've been in the same room as that submarine thing. I'm always afraid I'm gonna break shit at Steve's house, but I keep wanting to play with it.
He would secretly appreciate it because that means he gets to modify it and fuck with it again.
I guess.
It's like, ooh, I can make it again. All right.
Okay.
Create.
Alright, I'm just gonna break all this shit then. Whee!
Selbo dropped that shit, man. So I should
Sail.
have a game up?
Join game.
Yeah. if you want, we're going to be in the after shows. Boop. Gerbil. Oh, this thing captures the gerbil. No one. Oh, no, no. Only a little bit. Interesting. Can you get over there? Thank you. I don't need game audio, and I'm going to need...
No
AJ.
one seems to really know if Leap is going to be killed off or not.
All right. There we go.
I hear Open Susie. I mean,
remember
Mir.
the news before, and like a while back that they were dropping it, and then I kept checking in on it, and it's still there. So
Yeah, supposedly on the mailing list that got pulled back, kind of like the killing of X86.
Yeah, we can mute him. So
I don't think they should drop it, to be honest.
blue, red, ball. Ball. Is that supposed to be like an Adidas?
Can.
I guess. Nikki. Snake ball.
Oh, there we go. First to score is 10 goals too many?
I think so. I think
Probably, considering how irregularly.
5 goals. 5 goals.
five goals. I think
Yeah.
that seems reasonable. That's probably going to be like 20 minutes.
Poor Joe.
Beastwick, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
All right, so yeah, I thought these motherfuckers could hear me. They just weren't talking back to me. Busted. Busted.
Busted. That's it.
Yeah, if anybody wants to play, now is the time to do it.
Yeah, what are we playing?
The
Loco Soccer?
game I posted a link to in the chat.
It got buried, and
Oh,
you
did
can't
it?
scroll
Yes.
up. Yeah,
Steve
it.
kind of posted pictures.
yeah. That one's not on Beastwick. It got buried quick.
Come on. I don't show
Damn it,
up and
Steve.
try to be a savior when you're throwing people under the bus.
Oh no, I'm saving that so I can throw Beastwick under the bus.
You're just earning up beast points. I got it.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Betrayal.
It's my Beast Bus betrayal points. Beast Bus betrayal sounds like some sort of Kingdom Hearts game, and I hate it.
That is like one of those dodgy brain techniques.
Kingdom Hearts Beast Bus betrayal.
Right.
Man, Ralph 9900 has been asking the pertinent questions all night, and no one's been answering them.
Who's Ralph 9900?
Person on Twitch
Where?
Oh,
in chat.
Is
How
it just
come?
me versus Ven and Pedro? This is going to be a very short game. I'm just going to let them win.
Hey,
Okay,
there's a Mr. Alert.
I have Alan. Okay, now I can coast.
Do you have a potato on your head? Yeah,
Yes,
you do. All
I
right.
have
Of
potatoes.
course you have a fucking potato on your head. All right. How are we doing on the old liquid? It's pretty good. Let's go.
Oh fuck!
Yep,
I didn't.
We're going.
Hold up! I
Come
did
on.
not.
What?
I did not select the character.
God.
I was waiting to see if other people were going to drop in, and before I
Okay.
picked my dudes.
That's all right. God damn it! I exited that. Apparently that does that. Take 2.
All right, let's try that again. I'll be better this time. I swear, baby.
We're gonna create. Bring it, cupcakes. I'll be forward and not goalie.
All right,
Fine.
I'm gonna be one of the forwards. and one of the defenders. Alan, save me.
Do we have to select him, or there's no AI? Is there AI in this?
No. You can select just one character, and then you don't have to switch between the two.
Then what happens
Or
to
the
the other
three.
characters?
There aren't any.
Yeah, you just don't get them.
Oh,
You
they
can just
don't-
do 2-on-2 if you unselect the other choices. You can just do 2-on-2.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna kill Mirror. He's gonna die. Just eventually,
Is Alan just not having it?
I guess.
I got disconnected.
No.
Yeah, all right.
Beep.
Why is my keyboard not doing anything?
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in.
Okay.
Is it
Just checking.
wireless?
Join. Enter code.
You can,
You should just
if you're
join through
friends with
Steam.
Ven, you can just right-click join.
Or if you're, I think you're friends with me, so you can join through me.
Yeah.
I'm into this elevator music.
The menu music is better. I wish they'd keep the menu music for the lobby.
I want like dun 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 dun. Hey, dun. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Then just like a 20-minute Vuvuzela solo.
You're just Freebird on Vuvuzela.
I want an internet radio station that is just that 24/7.
Vuvuzela covers of Leonard
Freebird
I
Vuvuzela.com.
can't type in Ven.
What are you doing? You don't have to
Just-
type in Vin. How many
just
friends do you have?
Shift tab.
Yeah, shift tab, go to the overlay,
I don't
right-click.
see. It doesn't say like join game. It just
No?
no. It says
Should-
like Loco Soccer.
Invite to
watch.
play there.
There we go.
Swing that. All right.
I'm here.
Okay.
No, don't abandon.
I don't. All right.
Yeah, the menu's a little sensitive here, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't push the B button.
Oh right.
Sitting like 5 frames.
Controller. Oh well, that's not gonna work now, is it? Probably not. I'm gonna try it anyway.
Oh, oops.
What'd you
Those
do?
are some fake ass smiles.
Don't forget to pick a position there, Respec.
That's what I didn't do. I left
I
Alan
see.
all in a lurch.
You can be a
I guess I'll
goalkeeper.
be a goalkeeper.
Cool.
All right.
I think other team. Yeah, there we go.
Pedro, I guess you get to be a forward.
Or you could just.
Oh, come on, man. Everybody else has got 2. Jeez. Wait. Ha! Yes.
Yeah. what was the auto? Ooh, yeah, it's
L2.
shit.
Why am I losing a connection again?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no. How do I change characters?
There's what's the auto switch?
L1.
No, I with the keyboard.
Oh.
No one knows.
Damn it.
Push, push, push,
I'm coming, guys.
push,
Yes.
push, push.
No.
wait.
Yes, yes.
Other Vin.
Yes. Unlimited power.
There.
Okay, rejoining the game doesn't let me play. I'm just sort of spectating now.
Oh no. No. Well,
Oh,
Yeah.
But it looks like Jordan doesn't really need my help, so...
I need your help so badly, Alan.
how do
What
I
are you doing?
change characters?
Alan, Please save me.
Toggle Locoso
save
mode.
you
Switch
now.
camera. C.
Oh,
Wait.
what? What? How did that even?
R and B. Huh? Right.
Random number buttons. Yep.
Yep.
No.
Uh, uh, Alan!
Defense.
Alan!
No. No.
Can't do
Ah.
anything. I'm just
Save me!
Where'd ball go? Oh. Damn it! Get up, you lazy bum.
I hate playing multiple characters.
I hate being the only one on this team!
It's
Go!
okay. Beastwick somehow has also gone AWOL.
No.
I keep getting like random frame drops, and it's the most fucking
the
terrifying
You get
thing.
this.
I can't. It's not.
It is the most
not good.
terrifying experience, as like I lag and stuff happens and I can't see what it is.
All day. All day. Bring it.
yeah, that's why I reduced my graphics settings before joining, and
You know what?
Seem to be helping actually.
I would love I would love to do that. I am barely holding it together. I'm about to shit my pants, man. You have You have no clue how stressful this is right now.
Try it with the keyboard. It really smooths it out.
Sure, after I wet my bum, I will do that.
How do I roll?
I don't trust rolling here.
It's L2 on the controller. I don't know about the keyboard. Fuck's sake.
Yes.
Come on.
How? How is this happening? This is the most infuriating shit. Ungle. All right. It's, especially because like it just stops, and then sometimes.
No.
All right.
Well,
Well, I guess Jordan wins.
All right. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go sleep now. I think I've used up my ability to do anything anymore.
And
Just,
I
just,
lost
just
the
clo-
connection
just-
again.
just close the game. Just like nope.
Yeah,
and
Ven
done.
actually killed the server this time.
Oh, okay.
I want to play one with a fucking controller, man. I didn't get to play.
I would like a teammate, please and thank you.
All right, everyone. Well, for me and you talking about it, it's like the IQ plummets like drastically the second you try to get into a multiplayer game.
Oh yeah.
That was terrible.
All right, invite your friends. We're gonna create a match.
Oh man, I remember those pants.
Them
Alan's.
pants.
Skirt.
I'll be goalkeeper. I'll be forward.
Ooh, playing by yourself.
I will be defend and also forward. I protect and I attack, but most importantly, I eat snack.
Sure.
What? You don't like snack?
Snack.
I want
I
snack.
mean, I attack my snacks.
Snack or smack?
Do you got any smack?
Oh.
Are you gonna talk some smack?
Do I gotta send Facebook another invite?
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch
All right.
and not say anything.
Fine.
2v2. No, don't abandon the game.
Be
My
careful with
frames.
that B button.
I'm curious if Alan has fixed this issue. I'm having the same problem.
Oh man, I should have totally lowered the graphical settings.
All right. Well,
Didn't seem to help.
I am
The death wiggle.
Get that.
Boop. Nailed it.
Good job. Good job. Oh, he's a safety wizard. Good job. I'm a fan.
Ah!
I am the safety cone wizard.
On your heads.
It's for safe.
no.
It's for safe corn.
Okay, that's I guess.
No. Phew. Alright. Fight it. Fight it.
The wedge. The wedge returns.
It's stuck between me and me, so I'm trying to.
My toes are magical.
Game is freaking out, trying to like figure
Oh
out.
no.
I'm gonna wedge.
No.
I'm gonna wedge.
Damn it!
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You've rediscovered the wedge strategy. I hate you.
Okay, that's wedge. Go ahead.
All the other wedges with your pumped up edges. Better run.
Better run. Faster than my Hodors. All the other wedges.
Slow doors. Bring it.
Ah, attack! Attack!
What is this?
Winning, Pedro. This is what peak male
Tiger
performance
blood.
looks like.
Yeah. Haven't you ever watched a sport before?
We're doing like three sport.
Go watch a hockey.
A hockey? Just a singular
Oh, full
one?
hockey.
Just the one hockey.
What button is the?
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Oops. Wait. Arise, wizard.
Whoa.
Ah, I got a double jump. That's neat. Get off me.
I'm trying.
Damn
Oh
it.
yeah.
I got pushed.
Very
by
good,
Alan.
Alan. Very good.
I'm gonna fucking stomp on his little fucking safety head. What? What?
Oh. Oops.
Very good.
Oh, am I like on auto ball? Is that why it's flipping the hell out game? Is that it?
Yeah.
How do I disable that?
It is square or triangle.
Okay.
I don't remember. I don't remember which is which.
X or Y.
Right.
Why am I just flipping in circles now?
Fuck. Stop it. No. Bad.
Oh, okay.
Push.
Yeah.
Oh no. I got a me tsunami going on. Alright.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting some strats now. We're figured out the controls. Alright, team. We got this. Let's roll over these nerds. There we go.
Roll Tide. Emma. Cousins.
Don't you wedge me.
I will.
That's my shtick.
Ah,
You can't use the word shtick. That's my culture.
wait, what?
You racist. I don't know.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Oh. Dude, it would be so cool if I knew how to get off auto ball.
No.
Triangle.
Yeah,
That doesn't
why?
help.
Why?
Why?
What? You have both sorts of controllers.
okay.
Mental map.
That worked.
Yeah, that worked pretty good. There we go.
Yeah, Y doesn't take off auto.
Maybe try X then.
Or right trigger to stop the auto switch based on the ball position.
That's what I was asking. Thank you, Pedro.
Oh, I thought you said auto ball like auto fall. Follow
Sure.
ball.
Auto Fallout 3.
Yeah. Part 2. Get that shit out of here. By that I mean slightly over there.
Shit.
Rolling.
Wrong direction. I thought I was the other guy.
Hey. Bounce.
Bounce.
Uh-oh. It's all on you, Wizzy.
Was he the whiz boy?
Wizzled. Grizzled and wizzled.
You look like the piss boy. You look like a piece of shit. Ah!
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh. No. Align and proper ramp. No. No.
Yes. Woohoo. We win.
Hackers.
Very good.
All right.
Punks. Throwing the game.
All right, I think we're at time.
Oh, there's Jordan with the thing on his head.
Ah, the Princess
Yay,
Leia, but with
Ethernet
Cat
cables.
5.
Yeah, you got this Cat 5 buns?
The $70 Cat 5 cable.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And you left it.
I suffer for you. I left it for next time, so I don't need to fucking bring a new buy a new cable
Where did you leave it?
at Jill's.
Oh, that's been appropriated. That's already in use.
Oh, I'm just gonna take it out. I don't care.
It could have been added to it. It could be added to a collection at this point. It might not be recoverable. Hey, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out. Long run, long night, a lot of stuff covered. Had a good time. I'll be back tomorrow at some point, probably pretty early, because I tend to get up after sleeping for like 3 hours. So
Yeah, sleep is good.
somewhere between, I don't know. Let's say 3 hours from now and 3 hours from that. So keep an eye out. We'll be trying some new things. I'll be playing around doing some like Seamcast stuff.
6 a.m. stream. Nice.
Wow, yeah. It just depends, man. It depends. We got to work it out. I don't know what type of schedule that's going to bring us, but after that, Tuesday, be back for Trackmania. You want to come hang out and do that? Get all the details in the Trackmanias and channel. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.